Happy Saturday, everybody. Happy Saturday. Damn, Friday. Happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday, y'all. Welcome to another Live in the Hood. Y'all, this is a new series that we're starting out. We're going to do it every weekend, starting on Friday and wrapping it up every Sunday. It's a place where we wind down, have real conversation, necessary conversation, and effective dialogue. If at any point that you are inspired by this broadcast, we encourage you all to like this video. If you really like it, we want you to share this video and participate for all things. We love you guys. We love you guys because certainly we will not be able to do what it is that we are doing in developing this new environment if it's not for who the subscribers. So, again, thank you all for being here, and I pray that you'll be encouraged by this stream. Hi, Devin. I see that Devin is in the building. Hey, Devin. Welcome. And to everybody that is here, guys, shout out to Devin on becoming a moderator for this channel. I pray that you enjoy your time here. Um, and thank you for your service. Devin says, welcome everyone. Please hit the like on your way in. Absolutely, guys. Please hit. There's 6 people in here at this very moment. And I pray that you all will hit the like. As always, guys, thank you so much for being here. So, with that being said, y'all, let's get into some things. Are you guys tapped into my Discord? If you're not tapped into my Discord, Devin, would you be so kind as to get that link and drop it in the chat? Guys, you guys are encouraged to join the Discord. I found myself being on Discord a lot more than I am on YouTube. So I encourage everyone that is not already to join the Discord. And again, Devin, when you get a chance, pretty please drop that link in the chat so that the people can be encouraged to join the Discord. Yes. Hold on, let me check something. We're gonna go back to how I used to be. Hold on, y'all. Let me play my little music. Hey Stacy, welcome. We got Stacy B in the building. Thank you so much for joining. You know it's gonna be a little slow at the beginning, but I don't rush it. You know everything here is very organic and it's for the people, made by the people. I saw that VS Icon was live, so that may be where most of our people are. I don't think I seen anybody else live right now. But I say that to say that after a while, everyone will start to flow in as they always do. Um, and I'm gonna wait a little while before I introduce the topic, so to say, for tonight. I know you guys that are familiar with this platform, y'all know we just kind of have a free for all type of thing. You know, we just flow. But I do actually have like a topic that I want to kind of deal with. And so tonight is going to be that night. But like I said, we're going to give people enough time to get here. And yeah, because we ain't rushing. You know? Why rush? Thank you, Devin, y'all. If y'all want to join the Discord and get up and close and personal with your girl Nae and the peoples, join the Discord because that's your opportunity to get to know us behind the avatar. Yeah, don't be weird. That's the only rule. Don't be weird, and don't be. We're gonna get into it. Stacy B says it's okay. It's a vibe, and I'm slow mo right now. Been at the beach all day. Oh well, I pray you had a great time. I know it was probably hot because it's hot where I am. Extremely hot. But shout out to you for enjoying yourself today. And I encourage all of you that may be listening, like do something every day and enjoy your day every day. And you know, all things will work out. Like just give yourself time to chill. Give yourself time to rest. Rejuvenate yourself. Self-care is a must. Yes. I'm just glad it's not 2 people in here. But nah, it's too early to be messy. Yes, 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 yes. Obsidian. See, the peoples is rolling in. All right, girl, go and wash your arse. Amen. Go on and wash your arse. Yes, yes, yes. But I'm excited, y'all. What's going on out there? Like, everything good? Is it still quiet? I purposefully like didn't get on YouTube today. Um, Cause sometimes you need a break. Sometimes you have to step away from something before you become over consumed in it. So, in all honesty, I haven't even done like an honorary swipe through the sector. I did listen to like some music earlier today, but that was pretty much, you know, it for me with YouTube. So, is there anything going on? I'm sure King Payne is live. Um, he's always live around this time. Shout out to the Crown family. Any of y'all that may be in the chat, or that will watch this in the replay, gang. Shout out to y'all. Where is Meek? Is Meek over there trolling? She may be. Shout out to Meek Cruz. She's a real one. I like her. Or him. I don't even know them. But shout out to them. Yeah. Chill. Let me go peek around there real fast. Oh, Danny's live. I was just about to go look. Oh, well, there go the people, chill. Meek ain't here yet, Devin. I don't think she's here. But if Danny's live, then yeah, they'll probably be, you know, a little later getting here. But I'm not gonna change my time for nobody. And I'm just not. I'm gonna start at 11 o'clock every weekend. And I started at 11. I wanted to set it at 11 because I want to be done by like 1:30, and sometimes we get into dialogues that kind of last for a very, very long time, and then we end up, sitting on here to like 3 and 4, and like, nah, I'm not doing that to myself. Because one, I have a real life, and two, I don't be like feeling like just being on here all night. So y'all, we gonna end the show at 1:30. I don't give a damn who didn't say what, who didn't finish their thought. At 1:30, we is shutting this shit the fuck down. So yeah, it's cool. Just a heads up in case y'all be like, oh, she stopped so abruptly. No, I'm not gonna be here all night. I'm not gonna do it. Do y'all realize y'all had me on this bitch for 6 hours? Now that's some bullshit. 6 hours, bro. If we would have stayed on for 2 more hours, I couldn't talk shit about the people that stay on for 8 hours. And that shit bothered me. I'll just tell you the truth. That fucking shit bothered me. I was like, not me being a hypocrite. But it was a good conversation. A lot of people, got to get their voice heard and talk. And I like stuff like that. I wouldn't dare interrupt it. I was just joking about that part. Of course, if it's like a powerful moment and it's 1:30, I'm going to let y'all, do y'all thing. But like, if it's dead air, like now, oh, hell no. We getting up out of here. But I am going to cover, like I said, what it was that I want to talk about. Because I feel like it's necessary. Not a lot of people are paying attention to this specific topic. And I can't wait to get into it. But I'm not going to get into it until we reach 15 minutes into the live stream. Because I'm just not, I'm trying to wait. But again, y'all, let me make this announcement once more. And again, y'all, please, if you are not, please connect with your girl on Discord. That is your chance to get to know the platform and its associates on a deeper level. That is a chance for you to understand how it is that we move around on this app. You just have to be there. Discord is one of those platforms and one of those experiences where you just have to be there. So if you're not tapped into the Discord, please make sure that you're tapped in. You never know what you're gonna get in Discord. Know that it is indeed a safe space. Much like this platform. I try to create a space for people to be able to have real conversation and not feel judged. Even though I talk my shit, like I am very aware of people not living how I may live. Or just I'm used to people going through stuff and being that person that doesn't hard in on them or make them feel lower than. So with that being said, Discord is a safe space. You can be who you are. We're gonna talk a little shit, but it's never gonna be to badger you or make you feel any way that you've been taught that Discord makes people feel. And that's just that on that. Stacy says, right. I'm supposed to go back to the beach tomorrow, but we chilling in the pool instead. Me nor my kid feel like entertaining her friends. Just a mom and me day tomorrow. Period. I mean, I get it though. I feel that 100%. Sometimes you just don't want to be around people. You just don't want to. Stacy, if you have time after the 15-minute mark, that's when I'm gonna allow people to come and hit the link. Just to add a little order to the show. Um, so in about 3 minutes, I'm gonna drop the link, and if you want to come up and start up the conversation, because this is just a live at night, late night live. You are more than welcome to do that. You don't have to. I don't want you to feel like it is a responsibility. But the invitation is extended. I'll be in and out watching a movie with hubby and fam. Absolutely, girl. Go enjoy your family. There's always the replay gang. And Devin is in the building holding down the mod duties for right now. So do your thing. Don't rush. Don't rush. Don't rush. Do your thing with your family. We'll probably be here. Maybe we won't. Either way it go, catch the replay. But shout out to my girl Janye TV for being in the building, coming through, showing some love and support. In the meantime and in between time, y'all make sure y'all hit that like, hit the like, hit the like to support the show. And plus, it keeps me in the algorithm. It lets YouTube know that I be saying shit. You know what I'm saying? So y'all make sure y'all hit that like, hit that like, hit that like. Please, 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 and pretty please. Yes, Devin dropping a green heart to show love to John Ye. Yes, Stacy says, enjoy your movie, John. Yeah, absolutely. Go enjoy yourself. The neighborhood is all about family, and we don't want to be that platform that takes people away from their families in any type of way. Because I'm not gonna let y'all take me away from mine. So with that being said, shout out to everybody in their absence. JB, I don't know where he is. I think he is catching up on his series. And rest, because if you guys are not aware, game night will start and be premiering tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So y'all make sure y'all in the building, in the place, showing love. You will have an opportunity to win cash prizes from the chat as well as in on the panel. So make sure you guys are in the building for an opportunity to get some money that you don't even have to pay to receive. So like y'all make sure y'all in the bushes, in the chat, making yourself known, because you never know what type of um prizes you may walk away with. Okay, yeah. Yeah, he's in the bushes. I told y'all he was getting some rest. Is that the one you want me to be on the team with? Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be me, you, Obsidian. Because I'm gonna need John Ye to be a moderator that night. Um Wait, are you talking about for tomorrow or mines? Because for tomorrow, I don't need you to be on my team. But when we do it over here, yes. JB is saying hey to everybody. JB, I'll be on my homer in a little bit. The sun whoop my ass for tomorrow. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. But yeah. Oh, okay. So for tomorrow, I just want you to be in the chat, enjoy yourself as a subscriber. But when it comes to my channel, I think I'm gonna go ahead and make my team, like I said, me, you, and Obsidian. Because I feel like we have what it takes to be as entertaining as we need to be for the particular challenge that I'm doing. You know, it's a panel challenge, it's a reenactment challenge, and I feel like our personalities mixed in with the reality of how crazy certain events were. In retrospect, I think we have the ability to win some good money and some good prizes. So, I want you to be on my team for my game night. But in terms of the game night for tomorrow, it is going to be me, Obsidian, and Kiera. So yeah, I feel, listen, it's, yes sir, it's hot than a bitch. I just said that it was hot than a mug. Absolutely, Stacy. I will be letting you know as the time comes near. Tomorrow is the premiere of game night. And right after that, we're gonna get together, or a few days after that, we're gonna come together, Yolanda, JB, and I, to discuss the second game night. I don't know if they want to give y'all like a pause on like several weeks at a time. You know, do one once every couple of weeks, or if they want to just do it week after week after week, flipping it that way. That's something that I'm not made aware of at this moment, but once we know that, I'll be able to let you know when we'll be doing the game night. But yes, it is hot than a bitch outside. I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's hot everywhere. Mm, it's on the host. Okay, okay. Yes, Darren is speaking to JB. I love it. I love it. I love it. Y'all make sure y'all share this video and like this video if you have not already, please. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. Well, y'all, we're 7 minutes into the live stream. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. But before I drop the link, you guys, I want to ask the chat a question. This is a participation question. I would like to read the comments based off of the question. So, what's going to happen is I'm going to ask you the question. I'm going to put the timer on for 1 minute, and then I'm going to read your response. And that is how we're going to do the question for the chat segment. See, I'm trying to make shit different, right? Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Let me read this. Welcome. Yes, House of Queens in the building. Hey, baby. I'm gonna drop the link a little later on. Um, just stay tuned. You just in time for the question for the chat. Yes. That is where I asked the chat a question, and they, answer in the comments. I set the timer to give y'all enough time to type, and we do that. All right. So let's get to these questions. The question of the night that I have for the chat: what makes you cash app content creators? What makes you cash app content creators? What in you makes you want to cash app content creators? Super chat, get memberships, gift memberships. What in you makes you want to do that? I'll see y'all in 1 minute. Mm. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ask the question again because I see Marva has just entered the building. Shout out to Marva. Shout out to House of Queens. I don't know if I spoke to you. I'm gonna do it one more time, and then I'm gonna read y'all responses. So the question for the chat is: what makes you cash app content creators? Let's go. All right, and let's get into the things. All right, so the question was, why do you cash up content creators? And so we're gonna start with House of Queens. House of Queens says, for me, it's the message that they give in at that moment. I feel that. I feel that. Obsidian says, I don't. Okay, that's your reason. Realness, authenticity, entertainment, and more for those who have integrity, humility, and accountability. Come on here with the big words and shit. I love it. She's speaking to Dior. Marva came in and said, hey, hey, girl, hey, to the mods and chat as well. That's right. Nowadays, anyway, before it was just to show support and grateful for entertainment. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, Obsidian, aren't you in there? So for me, what makes me cash app a content creator? So I'll be honest. My one of my first times ever participating in fan funding was because I didn't want that person to feel defeated, or that content creator to feel defeated in their attempt to build. So for me, it had nothing to do with the entertainment. It had nothing to do with what I was learning. It had everything to do with me wanting success for the content creator more than the content creator was willing to work for that success. Um, which brings me to my next question, and this break will be only 30 minutes. I mean, shit, 30 seconds. So here's the question. When you send super chats, is it always to be seen, or is that because you are entertained? Go. Y'all need more time? Okay, okay. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit more time before I answer that question. All right, let me get into the things. All right, all right, all right. House of Queens, you only answering these questions tonight, girl. You might get a prize at the end of this questionnaire. Wink, wink. Okay. House of Queens says to be seen and sometimes heard, but mainly to be seen. Okay. Just Valencia says, I usually send cash apps when I get a good laugh. I know that's right. Ain't nothing wrong with kicking. Yes. Devin says, I think more people do that to be seen or ask a question, or they don't want their cash app exposed. So for me, I look at super chats in two different lights. On one hand, I look at, certain people's cash or super chats as an effort to try and help the content creator in roasting um a person in question. Again, I'm only speaking from the climate of this sector, right? We get a lot of, lives where they're pot roast and slow roast and roast and gags. And so for me, when I see certain comments, it's just to help aid the content creator in perpetuating that roast. And to me, that's weak as hell. Because you're gonna spend your money to help a content creator who is on there to be entertainment to you roast somebody. First of all, if you need help like that, you shouldn't be on the mic. Um, and then I look at people's comments like Stacy B and Cheryl Arlay sometimes, and it's really factual stuff. I appreciate seeing those type of things because it lets me know that whoever that person is sending informational stuff, whether it's Cheryl, Stacy, as crazy as it may sound, True Embrace has done it once or twice. Most of the time she be trolling, but we're not here to talk about old shit or old people. When you see those type of comments, I appreciate those type of people because I feel like they're informing the chat. Because in today's time, there are a lot of content creators that don't know. Yeah, Auntie Dr. Cynthia is another one that provides like actual factual information to just ponder on, and it's not just about um being funny you know so that's just my stance on that. I think it's a blend. Stacy says many will do it to have their message seen, but me, if I'm going to be silly, distracting, or insightful, might as well show love to for the host. And I respect that opinion. Right. Stacey B also says, I've also been guilty of doing it just to support anyone other than Jag. Yeah, that was me with the Cash App thing. In terms of me sending super chats, I honestly would send them to hear a sound until the sound got annoying. And that's just me keeping it all the way true with y'all. Like my first set of super chats was strictly for the enjoyment of hearing, thank you for the super chats, thank you for the like that shit excited the hell out of me. So I would send them, and of course I would just encourage the host or whatever in the message or whatever, but like it was never informative, and I had to check myself. Like, I'm willing to give money to a stranger because we've never met each other. Most of the people y'all know, y'all never met them tangibly. um so I had to think to myself and check myself, like, you really finna give 10 and 19 and $20 and sometimes 40, $50 to somebody you don't know, all for the enjoyment of a soundbite that you can say to yourself. And so, once I got that realization, of course, all hell was breaking loose, which could have contributed to it. But like after you get that understanding, you can no more go back into being that way. But that's just to add a little bit of accountability to the conversation so no one feels that these questions are pointed. I've been guilty of just doing shit, to be seen. I've been guilty of um doing shit out of spite. We've all been guilty. And this conversation is not to address nobody for doing that. It's just to understand the type of people that be on this platform. Um, Stacey says, I'm guilty of doing it to be messy pertaining to Jag, but I'm really trying to change that. Right. Hi, Pups. I'm glad you joined us, baby. Yes, yes, yes. Devin says, welcome, welcome, welcome. Stacey says, then it started to feel like certain content creators became expecting or entitled towards, and of me doing that, and when I didn't do it, they threw slight shade. Mm, okay. So, okay, let's ask this question. Do you think that a super chat should be grounds for a moderation agreement? Do you think if you send super chats, every chat in the amount of $150 or $400, like do you think that sending super chats warrants you receiving special privileges in the chat? Let's go. Okay, that was a very simple one. Okay, we got morals over here. I like that. Stacy says, hell no. That's right, baby. Puff says it's a no for me as well. I mean, I say no too, but I feel like in certain spaces there are people that hark on that. It's like I sent you X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Why I don't got a wrench. I know people that have begged for a wrench in the way in the form of a super chat, you know? And you could tell that it was in the form of a super chat because if you ask anything about the content, they can't tell you anything because they weren't focused on it. They were only focused on trying to get in good enough to where they could be offered a wrench. So in those situations, do you respect content creators that show favoritism based off of monetary gifts, or do you look at them in any type of way? Why or why not do you respect that content creator? Mm, let's see. House of Queen says, I don't do it for special privileges. If you can say being noticed is one. Okay. I noticed a lot. Oh, wait. I've seen that as well. Poor things. Yeah. House of Queens says, I notice a lot of content creators do shout out the ones that do spend a lot of money. Mm-hmm. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like, hit that like, hit that like. Puff says, I feel like that's starting it on shaky grounds, but everyone is free to run their stuff how they see fit. Absolutely. Listen, if your hustle is getting people to super chat you and you horning in on those people that super chat you, do that. Nay is not going to tell you anything because that's how you get your money. One thing that y'all gotta understand, I ain't never been a hater in real life, and I'm not gonna be a hater on this app. Just cause I can recognize people's patterns and what they do, you know what I'm saying? That don't mean I'm hating. Listen, if you want to be that person that allows super chats, cash apps, and all that stuff, wish list to control your platform in the way that you run it, your business, right, Devin? Your channel, your business. So I just wanted to put that disclaimer out. This live is not about that. Listen, I want everybody that is trying to flourish. Period. Okay. So let's now that we put that out there. Stacy says it's not my business. If you want to be bought and place trust in those situations, Godspeed. Absolutely. I was one House of Queens, but I started to weigh that too much and didn't like the feeling. I'm not an egotistical person. Exactly. And I feel like a lot of people that get to send in all these super chats, they become egotistical over time because content creators do put them on a pedestal because that is their hustle. And again, I don't knock anybody's hustle. However, you're not above me calling out the bullshit. Just Valencia says, I don't buy attention or affection. If I give, it's strictly out of support. Some people sell their souls for that money. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And I realize if you allow fan funding will control the way that you run your platform. I'm not a victim of that because thankfully the people that God has allowed to surround my platform, they are not those type of people. Um, well, at least not all of them. The bulk of them are not that type of people. So I've never run into a situation where I had to do this or I couldn't get that. God has always been faithful, even from the beginning. So like with them, I'm favored in that. I don't have to worry about changing who I am to receive fan funding. Um, and I'm just grateful that that's not my story. But in some situations, a lot of people do sell their souls in the name of fan funding. So yeah, House of Queen says, Stacy, I know you have a good heart, and that's one reason why I like you. Yes, Stacy is the sweetest. She really is. So guys, I have one more question, and then I'm gonna drop the link, and we can talk more into it, delve more into it. Hold on. Stacy says, I really had to check myself because I was giving at times just to spite Jack. Yeah, same. Same. Mm-hmm. I wanted to recalibrate and make it solely for the efforts of the content creator. That part. And then like another thing too is like I got to a place where I'm like, okay, I'm sending all these super chats and YouTube is pocketing this money. It ain't even going to the person that I'm supposed to be sending it to for real. And that had a lot to do with why I kind of chilled out on that shit too, you know? Um and nowadays I'm gonna tell you I don't send super chats because it's so frowned upon. Because they have corrupted it, you know. People have corrupted fan funding and I want you guys to understand that just because a content creator doesn't do what it is that you are used to them doing in terms of fan funding, don't mean that you judge other content creators based off that. There are content creators that will give you money before they will ask you for money. Um, and you know, that's the difference in what has been and what is coming. So I encourage y'all to support these new content creators for the right reasons. Jag is out the way. Jag is gone. There's no reason to send any money to spite her or anything of the sort. She is out the way. Um, Let real life do what it is that they gonna do when it come to her. And that's just how I feel about that, you know. Stacey B says, "Thank you so much for that, House of Queens. I needed to hear that more than you know today, sis." Yes. Stacey, even though we don't know each other outside of social media, I got you, boo. Yes, just Valencia's agreeing with me on something I said, honey. Stacey B says, "Many content creators are acting ungrateful for super chats because it is tracked in text. The pressure is only sending cash apps, is telling." Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, the Cash App hustle, I get it. um and to a certain extent I get it. Like I remind y'all maybe like 3 or 4 times a stream, but like I'm not doing it after every damn 10 seconds, you know. And then like quotas and stuff, I tried that, and I mean I didn't even feel right doing it, because that's not what I'm here for. I really be here for the purpose of really being that platform where people can say, I came over here, I was welcomed. The conversation was very versed. Somebody listened to me. I didn't get blocked because I didn't agree with the chat or the chat didn't agree with me. When I got on the panel, I wasn't disrespected. You know, like I want that for my damn platform. You know what I'm saying? Like I just want to be a quiet little corner on the YouTube. I'm about to drop it for you. I just want to be great. You feel me? And I appreciate all the fan funding. I do. I do all $20 because y'all, contrary to popular belief, I don't make no money. I'm not monetized and don't nobody show love for real, except like sometimes. Like the other day, I got really lucky, you know. In times like that, I thank God for those type of people. But that don't mean that they gonna run my shit. You know, it. I love you, I appreciate you, but like that don't change my character. And I feel like we live in a world now, especially in this YouTube verse, where people are moved by what people can do for them and not moved by what they can learn from those type of people. Um, and yeah, Stacey B said, "Now, those of you that are not yet monetized, Cash App is the main way. That's understandable." Yeah, yeah. But I'm really about to like slow down on asking for Cash Apps and stuff. Cause like I had a moment with myself. Like I have a lot of moments with myself. Like as a kid, I really didn't really have to get punished because I understood it before it happened. Like the punishment part. So I have a lot of moments where I just sit with myself when I know I'm not doing something right or something ain't right with me. And it's like, man, if they gonna support the Cash App, they gonna support it. Stop asking, because if you keep asking, you can't talk down on people that do it and produce nothing, you know? And I'm trying to be a bit humble. I'd like to say that this platform is, you know, creating a vibe, but like I don't want to get big headed and then get to smelling myself and all that stuff. So like, you know, I'm just venting at this point, Cheryl. David says, "We don't judge you, though, Nay. Post and ask for cash apps how you choose." Yeah, yeah, I just don't want to be a hypocrite about it. You know, yes, Just Valencia has a channel. Devin, can you find Just Valencia's channel and post it, please? And in the meantime, Stacy B is in the building. What's correcting?
Hey, what's going on? Sorry, I'm
Ain't,
slow motion. Um,
ain't shit.
so while you're talking about that right now, I just
Mhm.
wanted to say this because my girl, she's like in the entertainment
Mhm.
industry, and she has multiple businesses, and I do her taxes every year too. And
Mhm.
so one of the things that I think, especially us in the Black community, we're not as financially literate as I think that we should be. And
All
so
right.
during C19, there was all these pop-up businesses, boutiques, like whatever. You could say, oh, motherfuckers just wanted their PPP loan, whatever. My girl has legitimate like side businesses, like straight up.
Mhm.
But I couldn't even file some of them for her because she did not pay taxes throughout the year. Right.
Mm.
And
Right.
so I had to get on her about that. I was like, babe, what are you doing? And so, for example, like even if you're a content creator or a Uber driver, whatever, that gives you a 1099 as if you're running your own personal, right? You should
Mhm.
put away $300 to $500 a month to expect to pay taxes. Otherwise, you're gonna be in a hole at the end of the year
Right.
for the new tax season. And I wish
Mhm.
that that's something that content creators would talk about because I'm sure as a YouTube content creator or whatever, you're going to have a tax form, right?
Hold on, let me let Obsidian up, and then I'm gonna say this too before I add her. Like honestly, like I'm not the content creator to do that because like I'm young and shit like that. Like there's a lot about that that I don't know.
Well,
Um,
I'm telling you now, girlfriend.
I know that I got good credit
Mm-hmm.
because I check that every day. But like in terms of like using it and stuff like that, like I'm not really that girl, you know? And
Right.
that's just me being honest about the whole situation. Like I'm spoiled as hell. Like I've never paid for a car. But like, yeah, real spoiled, only child problems. Anyways.
Well,
But
that's good to know, Valencia. Marcella speaks
maybe
about financial
maybe you
responsibility.
should put maybe you should do a segment on that. Like, you know,
Who, me?
yeah, to teach like maybe an introduction to financial literacy or
Yeah,
something like that.
so, okay. So I would love to. Valencia is
Okay.
saying that
It said
Marcella
Marcella speaks.
Marcella has one. Now I would like to do, and this is something me and Evangelist Val. I don't want to overstep those bounds.
Oh,
I
absolutely,
can
absolutely.
contribute, but I want somebody if they're going to talk about it from a CC perspective. I don't have a channel. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Marcella is a perfect individual. If her channel is monetized, then that's even better,
Just
right?
Valencia says she already speaks on it. Well, that's something I have to look up. I have to look up
Exactly.
that.
Now, me, I've had these conversations with Evangelist Val. What
Mhm.
I want to do with her is talk about like life insurance and special needs trusts and living wills and
Mhm.
stuff like that. Like that, I can talk about all day. I have a special needs trust. I have multiple life insurance policies for my own
Mhm.
situation and my daughter. I also have living will and trust and everything like that. And if you have a special needs baby, I want to be able to touch on that. But a lot of us don't. It doesn't matter if you're black or white, but especially the black community, we do
Mhm.
not have that knowledge on stocks and bonds and stuff like that. But I think the more
Facts.
pressing issue for sure is the living will and trust. That's how you create generational wealth.
Yeah.
That's how the slave masters did it, right? They
House
opened
of
up all
Queens
this
wants
stuff.
to know what is special
Mhm.
needs trust or insurance.
So a special needs trust. Okay, so just in short, so we don't veer away too much from NAE's live. But so okay, so say House of Queens was my daughter, right?
Mhm.
And I also had a son. Under normal say that House of Queens as my daughter, she didn't have any mental health deficits or um, anything like that. And I pass away and I have a normal living will and trust.
Uh
A lot of these insurance policies, you have to have health physicals done.
uh.
And you have to pay on them for a minimum of 2 years. You have to basically make sure your ass live for
Mhm.
2 years and pay that premium, right?
Mhm.
Before you croak. And if you
Okay. Well,
croak,
let me. I'm gonna do a segue question real quick. Tonight is
Hmm.
all about interaction and stuff. I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm gonna give you
No,
opportunity to
go
finish
ahead.
that. But tonight is interactive night, so I want to ask the chat: do you guys have life insurance? Why or why not? 30 seconds. Hmm. So I'm guessing nobody has life insurance. Hmm.
Which again, we're
Do
talking
you have
about our.
Instagram?
I'm anonymous, but I
Okay.
can create a Instagram House of Queens.
Okay.
I'm
So just
anonymous because
Valencia
of
says
my background,
yes.
government wise, and my career choice.
Absolutely.
Um,
Just Valencia says, yes, I have it on myself, my kids, and my ex husband because I've lost too many family members that didn't have it. Absolutely. I'm just going to say, like, if you don't have life insurance, that is a great investment that you should be trying to make like ASAP, because it's super affordable and accessible at this point. There is no reason for anybody not to have life insurance at this point because like I said, it is amazingly affordable, accessible to everybody. You can get insurance on your dog. And I didn't know that until I started working for Primerica Insurance. So, while we were talking about the special needs trust and insurance, I just wanted to make a PSA that if you do not have life insurance, that is something that you should definitely look into. Hmm.
Now, real quick, House of Queens. Does she have a channel?
Yes, she does. Yes.
Okay, so
Devin, can you drop her channel in the chat
do
so that
you follow
everyone can
her
follow?
or have IG to where you talk to her?
I don't have her Instagram, no, but I do follow her
Okay.
YouTube.
Or okay, I was gonna say if y'all have contact, I can put my number in our back chat,
Obsidian
and you
says
can
she
give it to.
does. She has her
Yeah, I do.
Instagram.
We
Okay, I
we
can
set the
put,
link up
hey
actually.
House of Queens, I can put my other number in the back chat, and then you could get it from Obsidian if that's
Join the
okay.
Discord, House of Queens.
Yeah, just hop in on the Discord. The Discord link is dropped in
You
the
could give
chat.
me
But
your
just to kind of move along, House of Queen says we had life insurance since we was a baby. My grandmother diagnosed with dementia, and someone came and snatched it or cashed it in. Mm.
Well, I want to touch
Obsidian says
on
I do. Go ahead, baby.
I want to touch on it. So, long story short, so say if I have two kids, one is no intellectual disabilities at all, the
Mhm.
other one does, and I want to have multiple beneficiaries, right?
Yeah.
So what I would do is per the state that I'm living in, I would put now a special needs trust. There are certain parameters and things that so if I passed away, I would say, hey, 50% goes to House of Queens, the other 50% goes to
You're
my
right,
son,
Devin. But go
right?
ahead.
The other 50% goes to my son because he has intellectual disabilities. I would also say that estate or that insurance policy will be mandated towards the special needs trust, which
Mm.
also has a bunch of other benefits to it, right? And
Yeah.
so it would obviously you will want to have, just as if somebody passed away in your family, you would want to have someone who is over it, right?
Right.
Um, I forgot the name. But basically, the persons you trust the most, you say, hey, in my passing, I need you to look over this, and it's also going to have an attorney. You're going to apply for like a separate EIN. You can put it in, and you'll go to the bank and you'll say, hey, I need to open up this savings account. It's going to be associated with a trust, right? A trust fund. And that's
Mhm.
where make sure that your kids, your offspring, your whoever, niece, nephew, whoever you decide.
Right.
Um, yeah, and there's certain things that won't get taxed on it depending on the state. right?
And it
And so
depends on the
there's a
condition of the
lot of
person
benefits.
too.
hmm And it has a lot of oversight to it too, because there's a lot of
Mhm.
shady family members be like, oh, well, cuz got intellectual disabilities, and I'm the person over the thing, so I'm gonna kind of siphon this money out. No, it's not gonna work like that. That's a federal crime,
Hold on,
right?
pause for a second. House of
Mhm.
Queens, y'all absolutely, y'all make sure y'all get over there and subscribe to House of Queens TV. She be doing her thing over there. Her vibe, her spirit, everything is good. Just Valencia let us know that she just subscribed to House of Queens. She's trying to see something different other than Jag every day. So y'all absolutely, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to House of Queens, and her link is posted in the chat. Go ahead, Stacy.
And so yeah, so basically that's what I've done for my daughter. I have multiple properties, like everything, um, that I have broken up. Obviously, like all my weapons, I'm not going to give to my daughter, right? Because she, for what,
Mhm.
right? So
Right.
but a living will designate who all down the chain do I want to give stuff
Mhm.
to.
Paperwork. Put it in writing.
Paperwork, and you want and I go, because I was military and I'm
Mhm.
retired now. I went and sat with the judge on base,
Mhm.
not JAG. You actually go to the judge and he types everything out for you, and then boom, he calls in one of his clerks and you get it
Mhm.
notarized. A lot of you could do the same thing. If you don't want to deal with the legalities or go through a lawyer, I suggest you do. Could it
Right.
cost you $1,200 to $1,500? Absolutely. Is it worth it? 100%.
Yeah.
At a bare minimum, we should be at least getting on Google, getting a template, right? Paying that little 20, $50, whatever it might be on Google.
Mhm.
And at a minimum, if you can't afford to pay that $1,000, $1,500 to get a lawyer to do everything, get a template, get it notarized, send copies to the people you trust in your family. Send
Mhm.
copies. And then take it to your bank and have them put it on record in
Yep.
their system, because your banking account information, all your bills, everything needs to be tracking, right? You don't want your I hate when we have to do GoFundMe's, right?
Yeah, that grinds my gears. Like chicken
Yeah,
dinners and
like
donut giveaways. Man,
mhm,
it be too much going on. And it's like
right.
it could have been avoided if someone would have just invested in life insurance. Um.
Absolutely. And then
Mhm.
it removes that burden. Like my brother he passed away back in 2016, one of my brothers. And then I've
Oh.
had multiple family members pass away, and just on the 8th, the day before Jag's mom's funeral, I did
Mhm.
my uncle's funeral. And thank God
I
he
remember
had
that. Yeah.
everything in order. He
Yeah.
had everything in orders, because my cousins, they're not in a position to handle no stuff like that.
Mm.
Period. And so he had everything spelled out. And yes, a dark and like horrible thing we have to face, but you don't
Yeah.
want to put that burden on your loved ones, especially
It's
your kids.
already a hard enough time. So,
hmm
maybe to help ease that burden, get some life
Yeah.
insurance, man. Like I said, it's super, super accessible to get. Everybody can get it. They making it super affordable nowadays. And like for real, y'all, if y'all have not invested in life insurance, that is something that you guys definitely need to look into.
And
Period.
and we can
Go ahead.
talk about that more in depth, like on another live. But
Absolutely.
start looking at these agencies. Like for example, I use Prudential.
Mm,
Prudential.
okay.
I use Prudential, and then I also have what's called SGLI. So for the military or federal workers out there, government workers, the
Hmm.
service members group life insurance, right?
Right.
So there, if you work for the post office, they might have it under a different name. Um,
Right.
and look into your jobs. Like if you work for somebody or a major corporation,
I was just about to
look
say
into
that.
what they have. You might be
Yeah.
paying $20 a month or something like that, but the older you get, they expect you to be more sicker. So that's when
Hmm.
once you hit a certain age, like 45, 50, 55, then be like, we gonna make you get a physical exam real quick.
Hmm.
Because they want to deny you, right?
Yep.
So, but again, we can talk about all of that in a separate live. So. But yeah.
Absolutely. So just to go back into, if you guys haven't picked up on the theme of tonight, tonight's theme is addressing the grievances of the people in a more direct way. You know, I understand that a lot of people's grievances come when they are underappreciated because of fan funding. And so tonight was just a night to kind of pick y'all brains a little bit. Do you have anything to say about that? I saw you very active in the chat with answering the question, Stacy. If you want to like start that dialogue, and then Obsidian, I'm gonna ask you to say a few things about it, and like let's get y'all opinion on it. Let's go.
Um, I only got a one track mind. I was actually typing in the back chat. Can you have Obsidian go first?
Okay, well go ahead, Obsidian. You go
Sorry.
ahead.
What happened?
How
Oh
do you
Lord.
feel in terms of the fan funding conversation? Like, what do you have to add to that?
Uh,
Hey,
um,
Coco, how you doing?
well, first and foremost, um, it fan funding is I think it needs to be just that, and I think it needs to be handled like for what it is, like as a donation, meaning like a at will action from
Mm-hmm.
whoever is able and feels that guided to do that at the time. And I don't agree with seeing how many people make it um feel like an obligation. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And
Yeah.
then it's like after the obligation comes, like people feel this subconscious pressure to send what they can, even if they can't, because they don't want to be like singled out, or they don't want to become like
Yeah.
the content. And then once they do that, these creators and I see a lot of the subs have this like bandwagon type echo chamber. It's like, oh, so if they don't like you, then now we all hate you. So it's not just the creator, but now it's the whole chat that's on your ass listening to it, that's
Right.
like, whatever. But I feel like it comes off kind of not scamish, but just kind of like unnatural and kind of it's just wrong. It kind of scamish because it's like it, YouTube is also an at will platform, right? Can y'all hear me?
Right.
Let me
Absolutely.
feedback.
Mhm.
All
I
right.
mean, it's
So it's
free.
like when you come here, exactly. When you came here at your own free will, not knowing how it was going to play out for you, right? But the
Mm-hmm.
minute that you get a little, saying a bit of support and things like
JB
that,
said grift. He was
right,
trying to help
right,
you
in a
out.
sense. No, no, I just didn't want just throw that word is so like, oh, you grifter, like, but yeah. So what I mean is that like, if you want to be paid for your time to be here, then you need to stay in behind a paywall, and you shouldn't have people here making them feel obligated to pay, and then you're giving them half-ass content or whatever you want to call it, and then telling them if they want the rest or if they want the real shit, then follow you over here to your paywall and things like that on top of memberships, on top of things of that nature. So it's like, well, damn, you know what I mean? And then it's like, that's not really what they're here for. Like they came just to be here. Like I thought this just what it was. If it was paid entry, then let me know that off top. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like everybody can't do that. If that was the case, then everybody would be at concerts or going to seminars or going to pay to hear people say some permanent shit. You know what I mean? But it's like you come to YouTube because you can find so much of everything for free. You know what I mean? And so I just
Mm-hmm.
want to bring up that. And then when you do have certain people, it becomes like a competition. Like, oh, you see one super chat, and the next thing you know, you see a couple more because it's like, oh, well, put my name up there. Like, oh, well, put me up there, and things like that.
Mm-hmm. To
And I feel like,
competition.
right, those who do send super chats, if you're going to do that, then say something substantial because I noticed that that's the things that the creators pay attention to. And a lot
Yeah,
of
that's what
prominent,
I was getting at when I asked the question about the super chat. I
oh,
was
okay,
like,
I was in the
saying it
shower.
from the angle of like, okay, sometimes the super chats are like, informative. Like, sure, Arlay, I love her. I've never met
Mm.
her. Don't know that lady in the street if she walk up to me. But like, she sends super chats, but she's not just sending money to send money. It's informative stuff inside of the super chat, as opposed to someone sending a chat and then they got like a joke. To me, that says, and I said this earlier, I don't know if you were in the shower, to me it says that that content creator is not good doing their job, and so you're trying to push them. And so I look at some super chats as a way of the chat trying to help the host
Kind of
or
like an
whatever.
incentive type base.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But it's
Yeah.
all rooted in mess. I don't mean to
yeah.
cut you off.
You
It's
No,
go
rooted
never.
ahead,
in
go ahead.
mess. So, for example, Yeah, so you mentioned Cheryl.
Mm,
Cheryl, Auntie Dr. Cynthia, myself,
yeah.
we would put something that's completely factual in the
Mhm.
chat and certain CCs, and maybe it's just depending on the day, how they feeling. They would completely
If you, yep, I'm about to say,
ignore, they would
Yeah.
completely ignore what the hell we
get out my
said.
head, Tracy.
I mean,
And
but from a
then,
hold on, from a
but let
content
us
create.
put,
Well, let me say this: from a
mm,
content creator's perspective, when you say they ignore it, I'll be honest. There are comments that I ignore because at times that's not what we're talking about. And so, yeah, maybe you may be saying something factual, but it doesn't go into the flow of the show, and that may be why there is a delay on acknowledging it. Not making an excuse
I
for
can
what they are
What?
doing
understand
to
that,
you.
But that's
but
different. You ain't them.
Me and Cheryl for
Mm,
sure be on topic. You know what I'm
okay.
saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I can understand that if that's the case, right?
Right.
But we speak to what's going and what's presented before us. And then it
I
would
Right.
be,
think that's
now this is not all the time. I'm just saying these are instances, right? So
Mm,
this has occurred, but then, so the factual, insightful stuff will be ignored. But the minute we say something messy, boom, that gets highlighted. I'm like, yo, okay.
yeah.
Or if
That's
we
mhm.
so
say,
true.
like I'm guilty of it. I'm not gonna to say nothing, and I'm not talking about nobody else. I'm gonna talk about myself. I am
Right.
guilty of doing petty. That's why I say I'm YouTube's prestigious poet, because I'm known to be like roses are red, Jack's gums are black. Da 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 da. I can be messy, and it's
Yeah.
dedicated to her, and
She
that's
would
what
write
I'm
me a
trying to
poem.
kind of pull back from a little bit. But at the same time, yeah, I've sent insightful messages. I've sent questions.
Hmm.
I've sent messy messages, or super chats. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And that's when I had to be like, okay, hold up, let me check myself, because that's not who I really am.
Right.
I just don't like Jag, and I go through those moments. But like I said, I don't know if I said in the Discord or on here, when Jag wished me death, and then my daughter got hit by a drunk driver.
That's wild.
That's why I went after Jag the way I did, because my daughter almost died August 30th last year,
Thank
right?
God she didn't.
And so, or was almost unalive, sorry.
Right.
Um, and so there's history right there, right? Um, and then there's times where people, yeah, we do it just to be seen. Sometimes we could be drinking, smoking, whatever, right? Other
Yeah.
times we just cutting up. Nobody can judge. I'm not gonna judge anyway, because I've done all of the above. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But what
Yeah.
bothers me is content creators that I've supported from my day one of being on here now, almost 2 years, maybe a little more. Um, those same content creators are entitled now. Like, you're
Mm-hmm.
demanding these super chats, you
Yes.
demanding these cash apps. Mofo, you better be lucky you getting this view, getting
Right.
this like, because
Yeah.
that's really where your true foundational payment is,
It
right?
is. And
You
that's what I would
can't
say
go and
too.
demand. And so I've been paying attention to
Yeah.
those who are demanding, and then those who don't even mention it, or they barely mention it.
That's why I
Like, you
said
don't say
they
it too
gotta
much,
humble
man.
themselves. You know what I mean?
Right. I've
But
noticed that the ones that barely mention it or don't request it, they just, like Danny, for example, she gets them all the time. Even Sean David Way, I don't care too much for him. He gets them all the time.
it's also a
Then you
tactic,
have
like how we observe.
OKP, huh?
Oh no, I say like it's also a tactic too, like a business tactic, like how we observe that. They observe that too, and it's the saying that a person who asks for everything will most likely get nothing, but a person who asks for nothing will end
Right.
up
Then
with a
that's in
lot
the
more.
Bible, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
So,
I get it. And so I even look at OKP, and then I look at like other King World, I look at Kulu, I look at all of them, right?
mm-hmm.
OKP is like, hey, for me, this is a business. My time is money. I have other jobs in real life. But
And
Mm-hmm.
that's
then
understandable.
I mess with OKP. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the one that brought me to YouTube, or I came based off of him. And sometimes he
Mhm.
can be overbearing. And I'm gonna tell you right now, anybody could screenshot this, send it to him. I don't care. I'm gonna stand 10 toes on what I'm saying, because I'm a subscriber, right? And I also support him. But what you're not gonna do is make me feel bad. And then you cross over into the lanes like trees, like ride a root, where if you don't give me this, then I'm gonna end the live. Oh, okay. All right, bye.
Right. It goes from
Okay.
fan funding to just
Yeah.
like financing your whatever the fuck you feel you need. And since we're here too, then we got to give you that. But when you log off, that's your life. Like we don't need to feed you and all that's like that. Like that's crazy. But again, you got to kind of it makes me look at the subscribers themselves and to think further into it. Like, what's going on with you to where, that to where you do these things just for the sake of being, or like, what is it? Like, if you're charitable, because I think like there's nobody like in your proximity or in your family or close range to you that might need some help that you could do those things for without you speaking on it, just like from your heart. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Sometimes I question motives, but at the same time, it's, to give is to give. But I just be wondering those type of things like that. Because for me, the minute you make me feel obligated to do anything, it's very second. I won't then and ever will. Like, because those
Okay,
people will never
now it's
appreciate
time
you.
for another question for the
Let's
chat.
get it.
Again, y'all, this is an interactive live, so there are going to be a lot of questions, Q&A. So, next question. In terms of windmilling, why is it that you windmill for your favorite content creators? I'm putting 30 seconds on the clock, and I want the truth. Let's go.
Is that my phone remixing or the?
So that was the question, you guys. In terms of it, the countdown, there was a delay, so I'm gonna do it again. But this is the question, y'all. In terms of windmilling, why is it that you find yourself doing so for content creators? I'm gonna set the timer again, and I'm ready to read. Let's go. Maybe the comments are a little slow. Why are we windmilling? Why do we go so hard for content creators? Obsidian, you want to start? Well, you started the other one. Stacey, you want to answer this one first, since
Yeah,
Obsidian did the last one. Go ahead.
sure. Um, I think that so many people spend an absurd amount of time on this app. Like I said, you could be
Mhm.
retired, you could be on summer vacation, you could be a stay-at-home person. Maybe you just like, I don't want to deal with real life. And so those content creators that you follow, the ones that you windmilling for, they're probably the ones that you feel most in alignment with. And
Mhm.
then some of these people really are on this app more than they're with people in real life. And I feel like they look at them as a personal figure in their life, right? And so
Mhm.
that's where that loyalty overlaps. I'm gonna say it, cultish behavior.
Yep.
Especially when I've seen people stating, oh, this is the only platform I'm going to listen to because she's always right or he's always right, or that blind
Mhm.
loyalty because that same content creator either speaks to your heart or has really impressed you, or you admire something about them so much, right?
Right.
Me, I'm going to go wherever the hell I want to go,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna gain different perspectives. And so for me, um, I like Evangelist Val. I like Une.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
I like Danny. I like OKP. Evangelist Val is the one that's more so in alignment with me. So if I see
Mhm.
somebody in the chat talking something misinformation or disinformation, yeah, I'm a windmill and be like, hold up, because I'm a decent human being, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I know somebody is blatantly saying something that's egregious, right, or
Mm-hmm.
foul, I'm gonna be like, hold up, that's why are you doing that? That's not even cool. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
for what, So I guess it just depends. That's just my reason. I'm a decent human being, but I'm not in a
So for
cult.
you, your answer would be because of your moral compass, and that's
My moral
understandable.
compass, yep, and alignment to character
Yeah,
and morality. Yeah.
facts. All right, Obsidian, what you got to say?
Um, I don't really do that, but I have found myself do
Why
that
do you think
before.
people do that then?
Never. Oh no, I know, but I'm just saying from my own perspective because I don't see
Okay.
people. I feel like when I see people do that, and my thing again, it's just from witnessing things of that nature. It's like again, it's like if I go hard for you, then I'll end up with a wrench. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe I'll end up, you know what I'm saying, like in close proximity to you. Some people will do it to be seen and build their familiarity with people and maybe start their own channel, things of that nature. But sometimes, like Stacey said,
Mm,
yeah, people create this falsehood of a personal connection with these people, and
right.
they actually be hurt. Like when they don't see those things back, and you'll see them bringing up that windmilling
Yeah,
that they did to them, and like kind
I've
of
done
faulting
it.
them, for not,
Hell,
you know what I mean? Like
I
faulting them
mean,
for
and
not
for
kind
me,
of
and
what happened?
go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna
No,
let you
go
finish.
ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm working on my. I don't got my hearing aid in, but I'm just like listening because people be
Okay.
trying to make comments and
So,
shit. So yeah,
child, we not bringing that over here. We gonna
I'm
let
just
it be what
saying.
it is. God
I'm
bless
just
them.
saying.
But anyways, for me, I gotta be honest with you guys. I windmilled, and I windmilled because I come from an environment where you don't watch somebody get beat up. And in the situations that I found myself windmilling in, it was like numerous amount of people versus one person. And I became the only person from that person's platform to come up originally. But, mine just came from a standpoint of I'm not finna sit and intake your commentary or be inspired by what it is that you got going on. And then when you get in a situation where you don't have any means to defend yourself because you're outnumbered, I not say anything. I wasn't that type of person. I'm not that type of person. So for me, I feel like people windmill because of their own moral compass. It goes back to what Stacy said. And then some people do it to be seen. And in those cases, it never ends well for them because when you want to be seen, you have no limits to how you are seen. Um, so it's easy for you to look crazy. It's easy for people to not want to watch you. Like where there's a negative, there's a positive. So yeah, there are people that do it to be familiar and to build their channels and whoop whoop whoop. There are people that do it and it makes people look at them in a different kind of way. So that's my answer. Uh,
Do you
yeah.
think that so when you're saying to be seen, I would even go a step further and say it's to be accepted, right?
I mean, it wasn't really a matter of being accepted as much as it was trying to feed into the mission of that content creators platform. The mission was, that we were family and that if we ever needed each other, we would, be there for each other. So I won't say that it was a matter of being seen as much for me, as much as it was, like I said, to just not allow that to happen. Um,
And so, but from CC to CC, I think that
mhm,
if some of us subscribers, we see new CCs latch on to older CCs, not
mhm,
older in age, but OG CCs, right?
got you.
And they're like, oh, okay, well, I don't really have a following yet. And so let me windmill for this one to be accepted. And,
Mhm,
and, and, and it's transactional almost. Like, well, if they
mhm,
see me sharing their stuff, they see me windmilling for them, maybe they'll accept me and then in
mhm.
turn share my channel, right? And
And
then
they
I'm
that
accepted
never
into the
happens.
group. Yeah, and then I'm accepted into this CC society, right? And then all
Mhm,
of a sudden, it doesn't matter. You could say one opinion, and then that person jumping down your throat, right?
mhm.
And you like, well, dang, I thought just last week when you wasn't a content creator, I could say my opinion. Now you a content creator. knucking and bucking, and
Mm,
and now my opinion is not welcome anymore. You're vying to be accepted, and all
mm.
these. That's just from a subscriber, from my standpoint anyway. I've seen
And
that.
that's a great point that you made. Obsidian says, right, I have for that reason as well. But also I stopped because I found out truths that feel like a slap in the face. Like, why let me defend you when you know you were in the wrong? Absolutely. And
That
that's what stopped me. Because what happens is you feel that in the moment that they're being attacked, and to the point where you're blinded by, reality. You're
It's like
blinded by
internalizing
shit
too.
that they really did to contribute to the response of
Mm-hmm.
why they are being jumped. So,
Yeah.
I agree wholeheartedly with you, Obsidian. Sometimes it does feel like a slap in the face. To go back
Mm-hmm.
to what Stacy said, you windmill for people and then you don't get that type of energy. It does make you feel away if your only intent for windmilling for them was to gain any type of benefits. But when
Right.
you do
And
it with the proper purpose and you have a moral compass and you're doing it because you want to be a good person, you don't
mm-hmm.
really look at the lack thereof. Am I making any sense?
And
Yeah.
that's where,
Okay.
absolutely, and that's where accountability, when you're
Mhm.
windmilling for someone even when they're wrong. And that's where I think people mistake loyalty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You can still stand for someone and then hold them accountable. Don't blast them in front of people if you
Right.
truly value them, but
Mm-hmm.
hold
Mhm.
them accountable behind the scenes and be like, hey, I rock with you.
But in certain situations, you're not
Yeah.
made privy to those situations to even
Mm-hmm.
hold them accountable.
Well,
So, what do you
yeah, but
say
I'm
about
talking
that?
about if two content creators are cool and
Mhm.
a subby is cool with a content creator. And I feel like if you value that person, it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, as long as you're not doing it blasting them, if you have a personal relationship, you should be able to get in line. Say, hey, all right, I pulled my ticket. I'm up in line now. It's my turn as Stacy B to talk to you, Nay. You said
Mhm.
this. I rock with you. I support you, but I don't like how you made me feel in other subscribers when you said this. And
Mm.
I'm fearful that if you continue saying this, then you're gonna lose subscribers because I
Mhm.
got my ear to the ground as a subby, right?
Right.
And so I think that
But the
that's where
content
respect and
creators are not.
accountability.
Some content creators are not receptive to that type of
No, they're not.
dialogue. I'm
And
not
that's
saying that
you got to
that's
be
not
careful.
something that you should do, but sometimes it's hard to, have that conversation or that dialogue, even if you have that relationship.
Mm-hmm. Right,
Uh,
Obsidian. I'll pardon you
I'll
publicly
pardon
and
you
shame you in
publicly.
private. Mm-hmm.
That's how it
That's
should
what I'm
be.
talking about. And I think that all relationships, I don't care who you are, you can be a billionaire all the way down to my janitor or my Molly maid. All relationships should have a foundational piece uh,
Mm,
that's made up of respect,
Mm-hmm.
right?
right.
Right.
And if you don't respect that person, then how can you
Mm-hmm.
value them? If you don't value them and respect them, how
Right.
can you feel comfortable to hold them accountable and be held accountable,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
And
And
then
Yeah.
too,
so
I have to say,
but that's just my thought.
Go
yeah.
ahead, Obsidian.
I know. I was just saying, like when, like that statement for me, I just always say that to people because also, um, when you do the opposite, that allows people, to because everybody don't have the same mind frame. So when some people see that, it's like,
Right.
oh, well, they're not as close as as they thought. So they can either one, use that to come in and attack that person further, and then be like,
Yeah.
well, see, they 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 agree with me, or like they didn't have your back type thing like that to make that person feel like, well, damn, look at it like that, or also question your character, like, well, where was you at when such was going on? Like, like
Okay.
you didn't stick
Right.
up for them. You know what I mean? But it's like well,
Mhm.
damn. So that's why I would say I'll pardon you publicly because, like, at that point, I don't know, and I don't know of you that way. But I'm gonna find out. But I'm not gonna let them
Right.
see that. I'm not gonna let them see me question
No.
your character or things of that nature. But when we get on the back end, I'm like, hey, what was that shit about? You know what I'm saying? And from there, I'm not gonna come back to the forefront and be like, yep, you was right. She messy just like that. It's just like then I paved my steps with that person from there. But that's
I
not
know
something
how
that
to move
anybody needs to know
now
about.
because I have a different
Exactly.
understanding.
Yes.
Well, I have a question for you as a content creator.
Okay.
Um, Say you have a bond with other content creators and
Mm-hmm.
you feel that y'all have a real good rapport and y'all windmill for each other, like not
Mm-hmm.
in just blindly, but y'all really rock with each other. And then you
like
start
us,
to
yeah.
feel like that other content creator that you're cool with is being hypocritical and blasting you or embarrassing you. Like
Mm-hmm.
how do you feel about that?
For me, like I'm not a person that's going to ever just harp on somebody because I try to look at shit from a perspective of I don't know everything. I do that with everybody. So what that does is it allows me to give grace. Now in the back end in terms of conversation, yes, I will make it known that, I feel a way that something has occurred and I wasn't aware of whatever the situation is. But in terms of like being upset with them, I won't do that because like you got to understand, being a content creator, this is a game. And there are aspects of this game that as a subscriber you're not going to know. And so when you're made privy to the game and certain things that come with the game, when certain stuff happens, I just try to look at it from just the perspective of I don't know everything. But when it comes to them directly attacking me, of course I'm gonna deal with you like a bitch on the street. um but I don't know, does that answer your question in a way?
The last one did,
Mm.
yeah. If you directing it towards me, I'm gonna deal with you like a bitch on the
Can
street.
I add on to that question?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was gonna say, or what about like what Stacey was saying? I was like, yeah, but I was thinking so. Or what about those same people that you feel that connection with, and then you see them sit comfortably with others who maybe slight you or talk down on you or against you, and what I'm saying, they just comfortably sit there. Maybe they don't add in on it, but at the same time,
um
they don't say anything or even make you aware of how you're being spoken on.
in terms of that, I get where you're going with that. In terms of that, it's like you trying to, let me make sure I understand. You're
Okay,
meaning to say, basically someone sitting in the company of someone and they're actively bashing me, or they have a history of bashing me, which one?
actively, actively.
Okay, so in that situation, I learned how to move with people. Again,
Hmm.
I'm not gonna make a public spectacle out of it. Absolutely not. But where you may be able to reach out to me today, if I'm made privy to that, you may not be able to reach out to me tomorrow. And that doesn't mean that I'm not going to share your stuff. It just means that I'm not going to put myself in that relationship
You make
like
yourself
as
accessible.
much. I'm not gonna make myself accessible. Thank you, girl.
Hmm.
I
But yeah.
think I tell my daughter, like whenever, because she's in middle school and they dealt with like the rumors and the this, that, and middle school.
Hmm.
And I'm like, well, you need to look at certain friends and be like, well, why are those people so comfortable talking stuff about you to your
That's
friends?
my song, House of Queen. Yeah,
Yes.
I always
Okay.
say
And
that.
so in that
House of Queens, you want
regard,
to hit the link? Help me answer some of these content
Yeah.
creator questions, girl.
So yeah, Stacey, that'll cut you off, but I just love your mental mapping and
Go ahead,
just
y'all.
how you move about
uh,
things.
yeah, I mean, but it's oh, I appreciate that.
Hmm.
But you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm trying to marry Stacy, but I think she a stud.
huh?
I'm trying to marry Stacy, but I think she a stud.
I'm not no
She
stud.
ain't no
Girl, I'm a
stud. She a pretty
lipstick
lady.
lesbian.
I said she a pretty lady.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
lipstick lit girl. Mm-mm. I'm a
Mm,
tomboy, but I'm a lipstick. I
I'm a
wear
tomboy
nails,
too, but I'm a
mm.
get
solo
all
princess.
type of stuff that
Anyway,
girl.
We
but
gonna
that's
move
a good
on.
story. That's a good
Right.
This
story.
ain't about us, y'all. Let's help the
But no,
people.
Yeah,
no.
Shit.
but yeah, go ahead.
Again, I agree with you, Stacy,
Mm-hmm.
and I agree with you because yeah, and I was actually was in the Discord. I was talking to Slay, and it was a really really like good conversation when we thought we was waiting for Nay, but y'all was elsewhere. Um, and we
We
Mm-hmm.
went
gonna
over
get it
all the
together, y'all. We
yeah.
gonna get that shit
One
together,
I was
day.
y'all.
looking and I was like, I know they ain't somewhere else over there. Like where they at? I was like, girl, quit looking for them. But yeah,
I couldn't find nobody, so
I be so
I was in
confused
there.
around there.
Y'all left me hanging today. Fuck y'all. But
No,
anyways,
when I wasn't there,
You ain't
nobody was
dropped no
there.
link.
Anyway, she cheer, she go.
yes,
But
the hell I did in the general chat.
oh hell no, House of Queen. I'm not about to play with you.
You
Okay,
on the
so
run? Oh hell no, you can't hide over here. Mm-mm.
Mm.
Nah, I'm
no,
just
Are
kidding.
you on a most wanted poster, House of Queens?
Oh my God, not Crime Stoppers again.
Crime
uh,
Stoppers.
I'm
Right.
getting a reward this damn time. She is in my
Okay.
chat at
Now
12:26.
I just said Obsidian my number to give to you now, but don't
look,
give them
look,
people
you
my
supposed to link
number if
up with
you
my dad's restaurant. I don't know.
okay. Well, you might need to hold it.
Right.
Reward. No, I'll feed you first. No point.
She said, "You're not about to get paid off me."
I'll bail you
Hell
out with some
yeah.
of it.
I'm putting your
But
name out
anyway,
there. Yep.
so but yeah, what was I there? People, you know, we're raised a certain way, but then we become like parents or even just you know, role models, you know, unbeknownst to
Mm-hmm.
self or whatever. Just the way that we show people, you know, under us. Not even it doesn't have to be kids, you know, just people who sometimes maybe lost or lack guidance and things that we really can't fault them for, you know. And it's
Right.
just the things we can show people. I feel like a lot of people lack knowledge of how to handle rejection as a whole, you
Mm-hmm.
know, so they'll do things to make sure that they don't ever have to even possibly be
And that's a
rejected.
dangerous thing too. There are people
Yes.
that will put themselves in situations to the point where they're selling their souls
Mm-hmm.
just for acceptance. Can we talk about that? Like, cause I feel like that ain't
Mm-hmm.
talked about enough. Like,
It's
why is
not.
that such a culture on the YouTube streets? Y'all feel? I'm gonna give y'all 30 seconds before we get into that. But why do you feel like there's so much pick me shit going on this red out? I'm gonna
I'm
give
ready.
y'all a minute for this one. Let's go.
I really did. I forgot to.
The question was, what do you feel about the culture of the pygmishas in this sector on this red app? Here you go. 30 seconds. Yeah, right. Let's get into House of
And we're
Queen
back.
says. House of Queen says maybe people feel comfortable telling personal information because they don't feel judged. Just an assumption. Mm.
Mm,
Yes, that's when Stacy forgot the question, but she gonna have it in a minute. Yes,
God.
absolutely. Text her outreach number. House of Queens.
mhm.
I don't know. That was for her.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, but y'all,
Mhm.
Stacy B shows. Well, it's my turn, ain't it?
Yes.
For
It is.
me, I feel like I feel I'm gonna get canceled, but I feel like I'm gonna get canceled. But for
Hey.
me, I feel like the pick me shit on this app comes from everybody's desire to one day be the top dog. And we come from a place where at one point they called it jealousy, but now they've turned it into this like weird as admiration or obsession almost to be accepted, and I don't fuck with it. Like I don't personally, I don't like people that are all in my face and oh Nay is so this and Nay is so that. Like, nah, I want you to tell me, nah, Nay you on bullshit, nah, Nay you problematic. Like you can tell me that shit. I ain't gonna be mad. You know, I might cuss you out in that moment, but guess what? I'm gonna think about it and I'm gonna move on. So I don't like pick Mishas. And if you a pick Misha trying to infiltrate my goddamn camp, this is just a PSA. You can stay the fuck gone. But anyway, it's y'all turn.
Go ahead, Obsidian.
Yes, sir. So yeah, a little bit of me too on that, but that's something we share in common because I be telling people like, look, I hate a me too ass motherfucker. You feel me? If that's the case,
Mm-mm.
I could just because I have a good time with self. You feel me?
Hell away
Anybody
from
gonna
me.
check me but me? don't nobody really get me like me. You know what I'm saying? All of that. So if you just want to, yeah, yeah, yeah. So why are you here? If I can't take nothing from you and vice versa. But as far as the people like that, I feel like it comes from a deep rooted sense of like inadequacy, or
Right.
and that when it's deep rooted, like
Like, don't make me responsible for what your parents didn't do.
righteous, exactly. I tell them, look, I'm gonna give you a worksheet, reparentation, but also it's like I tell people,
Like,
look,
don't do that to me. Coco says that pick me stuff, my opinion is mental. Why adults want to
mm-hmm.
be virtually accepted. That part.
Right, right. So see that goes is we all feel the same way, just from different notions. They all align though, and that's the
Hmm.
beautiful part about it. But like I said, I try to look at people.
You gonna stop trolling my chat, sir.
You know
JB
what?
say I love pick me best people in the world. Stacy,
Yeah,
please say your piece, baby.
I
hell no.
So I think it is heavily attributed to family dynamic changing
Mm.
generationally, right?
Uh-huh.
Um, Dynamics are completely different. Those that grew up in the 70s and 80s, I mean, we see the 90s and the 2000 babies and we're like, okay, all right, grandmothers are getting younger and
Okay,
younger.
I heard it.
Mothers, oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was just
Okay.
responding to our
Yeah,
family.
the family unit the dynamic is completely changed. It's not changing for the better. There's an all-time high of just like in the 80s, the crack epidemic, broken
Mm.
homes and this, that, and the other. And now you combine that with mass shootings and um, essays. Like now you throw in OnlyFans, right? That's being made more public. And
Mm-hmm.
so now you have to add that sexual piece to it.
Right.
You add social media. Like
Mm-hmm.
70s and 80s babies, we were the ones that were around before the internet, during, and continuing on, right? And so as social
And I
media
was born
hits,
in the 90s, so I wouldn't know.
yeah, but those of us that was born, like I was born in the 80s and
Okay.
early 80s, and social media, how it is today, has desensitized society, the world, really. And so now you're having these people, what I remember being teased for having juicy lips growing up. And
Mm.
today, like people put what Cat Williams say, putting that pork pig fat inject in, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
my lips are cute. Like my lips
Period.
ain't even big. Like, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so now you got the idea of beauty that has completely changed and been revamped into something that's unrealistic. So now that's going to younger girls being hypersexualized and
Mm-hmm.
the crab in the barrel mentality,
Yes.
right? Financial illiteracy.
Mm.
There's a large wealth income gap. There's so many issues that's going on in society that you, instead of helping your brother or sister up along the way, when you become successful, people are kicking them back down like, you're not finna get to the finish line like I did. You're gonna have to get it out the mud. So that whole pick me, pick me, pick me is it's an easy route,
And
right?
I don't want y'all to get it confused. Like, I'm cool when you positively affirm me and it's genuine. A pick me
Right.
to me is somebody that's just like going with anything. Like, if I get on this bitch and be like, the sky is green, there's no reason for y'all to be in the chat like, hell yeah, girl. Like, that shit is scary to me. And it makes me feel like you're trying to make me your God. And like, that's not something that I say it all the time. That's not something I ever want for my platform. You know what I mean? I appreciate people that be like, you doing your thing to be so young. I like shit like that because it keeps me going. But when that becomes something that you like, you become like a cult follower or some shit like that, I feel creepy. I don't like that shit, you know? But
But it's
go ahead.
about quality. I mean quantity over quality, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's looking at how fast can I get there instead of what's the journey to really be achieved.
Right. And
That's
I
what
don't
makes it
think people
memorable.
understand the real goal. Some people don't even have a goal. They just trying to get on and get by. And it's like, what's the that's what we need to talk about. What's the bar? What the bar is? Where's the bar set?
But
Damn, that was hard.
it's on the ground, girl. It's on the ground. Okay,
Like, what are you
people are
reaching
trying to
for?
survive, and that's what is really. I grew up in the inner city Detroit and parts of New York, and it's like I know
Hmm.
what poverty is. I know what all that stuff is, right?
Right.
So you got Trump, and there could be Trump, there could be Biden supporters in here. It doesn't matter. You got,
Right.
it's a perfect prime example. Our and not to get too political, but our world, our society in America is on survival mode, right? Black
Mm.
folks ain't voting for the best candidate. They're like, okay, well, who helped me out last time? Well, Trump gave us $1,200 checks, right? You
Mm.
So they're like, oh, well, I'm gonna vote him back in because that might mean he might have a heart and give me another $1,200 check. He ain't gonna what for what? There's no pandemic going on no more, right? So
Right.
everybody is like trying to get there, get there, get there. It's all based out of survival. And so, like Coco said, it's mental. In her opinion, it's mental. When you have to grow up so rapidly, especially in survival mode, you
Mm-hmm.
lack the mental capacity for certain stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
that means that could be growth, that could be maturity, that could be compassion.
Mm-hmm.
So you get this pick me, and then you
Yep.
throw that in with social media and money. Oh God, it's a bad
A mess
combination.
now. You
It
got money
is.
and you broken.
Hmm.
Oh
You
hell.
got babies going out there trying to get with sugar daddies.
Yeah.
You know,
Speak on it.
they skipping all over the fact that they can find a college educated man or a gentle
Mm-hmm.
thug out here who's responsible, and they going straight to the elders like, I
Mm-hmm.
need you to pick me so you can buy me a
Right.
Birkin bag. Like, what? No, baby, give me some property. The heck is
That
you
part.
talking about?
Yeah.
That pick me, pick me, pick me. And a lot of that is inadequacy, like you were obsidian. Inadequacy in the home and in the family dynamic is going to
Right.
birth a horrible trajectory.
House of
Okay.
Queen said, "What's a gentle thug?"
Girl, but I wasn't always gay girlfriend. Okay.
Oh
A
God.
gentle thug is a little street dude who is still very much smart. He's a
Mm-hmm.
gentleman. Okay. I ain't talking about no little Uzi Vert or I ain't
Girl,
talking
don't.
about nothing. A gentle
I'm
thug,
done.
like a sweet thug. He a roughneck, and he's very street savvy, but he's very intelligent.
Yeah, can you bring that up, Nay? Can you add that to the screen?
What? Which one?
It's right there.
What's a
Hmm?
gentle thug?
Yeah, it's just the
That's
screen.
my experience anyway, House Queens.
You see
What'd
it?
you say? I'm sitting.
You see it
What?
on the
Like
backstage?
ha?
Hell no, not I
Like
don't care
Kevin
what nobody
Gates?
say. Kevin Gates,
Hell no.
he and LBGT
No, I
all
don't
that.
see nothing, girl. What are you talking about?
It's,
I ain't
it's,
talking
it's
about it.
what you mean.
Well,
What?
I guess in one way
It's a whole
sense, I
worksheet.
guess
You
you
don't
could
see
say
it?
Kevin.
No, I don't see nothing.
It's backstage.
Oh,
Oh, hold on.
I,
I sent you that.
I still don't see nothing. All I see is the message that Stacy put.
No, not in the back chat. It's the backstage as if a person was coming up.
Oh,
Oh, I can't see all that.
there we go. I
But
can't
y'all
make it
blind.
bigger, can I?
How you can.
Oh, we can just zoom in.
Yeah, it just basically goes back to like I said, I do this with people all the time. So when it goes back to that inadequacy and like the generation of things and just where it's deep rooted. So all the time I tell a lot of people to start here, like describe a distressful situation or emotion you want to heal, and then you go back and figure out where it's from. Because a lot of times that you blame other stuff throughout your life, but it's all because it just re-triggers the real, foundation and base of the problem. So you create more
Mm-hmm.
problems for yourself by trying to label other people and things the problem when it's like that's why they don't get solved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
hmm So it's like, what do you think is the foundational wound of your inner child? Neglect, belittlement, unworthiness, abandonment, rejection, repression, guilt/shame, distrust, lack of physical affection, or other. You check them. And then it says, what events from your childhood shaped this wound? Right? And then it goes down to put yourself in the shoes of a parent speaking to your inner child. So that's where reparentification comes in. And you ask your inner child these questions. What can I do to support you? and how are you feeling? And you answer those questions as you would have as a child if you felt like you would get no flack from it, or no, uh like stay in a child's place, or like don't ask me no questions, things like that, a lot of generations are used to hearing. So
Absolutely. House of Queens wants to know,
My
do you work with the outreach in your community?
I do.
There it is.
and I
You.
work with SA survivors,
I did that too.
and
I send you some worksheets.
hmm
Mm,
I love it. I love it.
that's the
I
love.
love
So,
that. Yeah, I'm glad you put that up there.
mm-hmm.
A lot of us don't, especially when you are operating again in that survivor mode. Um,
Right.
and a lot
Take
of
it down.
us,
Yeah, right
like when
there.
I was being raised up in the early '80s, my mother was like, the overall consensus was kids are seen, not heard.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so now you fast forward to today. I allow my daughter to tell me, "Hey, mama, you hurt my feelings when you did boom, boom, boom,
Mm-hmm.
boom, boom." So it's a generational shift, right?
Yep, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Old school folks be like, "Mm-mm, why you letting your daughter or your son talk to you like that?"
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
But for me, I refuse to have secrets. And me and my daughter, we have a code word. She just dropped it the other day. Her last day of school was on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And her friend was like, "Hey, Miss Such and Such, can my mom's coming to pick me up at like noon, and can we take Naomi home with us?" And my daughter was like all in the background, like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I'll go." And then as soon as she walked away, she whispered in the phone. She was like, "Ma, I don't want to go with them. Can you come up?" And so I said, "Well, what type of situation?" She gave me the code word and everything. So we pieced it out. And I was like, "Hey, actually, my daughter has an appointment. I'll be taking her up at
Mm-hmm.
12:45." And she was just like, "I want to stay here at school with the rest of my friends to finish out
That
the
part.
year." But that wasn't a thing when I was growing up. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you swept stuff under the rug. If something happened, you kept it in house, you
Yeah.
know. But yeah.
Absolutely. House of Queen says thank you. Thank you. Oh, you welcome, baby. You welcome. This is
Yeah.
all about being able to talk, man. I feel like it's a whole lot of politics. It's enough entertainment out there. You need to have a place where you can just come and talk. You
But
know. Go
I
ahead.
now I got a beef now. Not no, she's absolutely right, and I appreciate these thought provoking questions. I got a beef
Mm-hmm.
because I was trying to evaporate Kevin Gates from my mind, honey, and House of Queens just had to drop that name up in here. Okay,
Not
I
evaporate.
feel
What you
like
got against Kevin?
Kevin Gates, he's very intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
You one could call him a gentle thug in some respects, but I think he's a homo thug.
Oh Lord.
I don't. I like some of his stuff now, but when you get to, I feel just like there's a whole lot of what's the words I'm gonna say? The whole eating the groceries and all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and you doing that knowing your kids. Now you talking about your daughters eating groceries from grown.
Right.
Like, and
Wow.
then the little pants, the little baby, he buying his and wearing pants from Children's Place. Come on, bro. And then you already, I mean, you cheat on your wife, that's y'all business. That's whatever. But
Right.
the whole I just feel like there's a whole hepatitis A through Z pack is now expanded, you know. It should only be hepatitis A through C. I feel like
Mhm.
because some of these entertainers are talking about eating groceries and over sexualizing, and it goes all the way to Z.
I
There's
just
an
want to say
expansion pack.
the views of
Mhm.
Stacy is not the views of House of Queens.
Yeah, my people in Louisiana, and I love Kevin Gates, but he say some very controversial stuff. You know, he said he was going to stop because of his daughter. You know, but I'm just like, bruh, what are you doing?
Yeah. He's a big contradictor. Mm, a
Yeah,
walking
that's just my
contradiction
view.
himself. Yeah,
Yeah, don't.
I'm there.
That's just my views. Now he is very entertaining. You're right about that, House of Queens. And he got some gorgeous lips. Like I can't hold you. But I feel like, I feel like he done been with some men with a S.
Mm-hmm.
And S don't belong on men, but we gonna put it on there. And that's okay, that's his business. But I'm just looking at it from a cultural standpoint and overall, right? And what's crazy is he's so insightful. He is an intelligent brother, but then his actions are very contradictory. But that's people in the industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That's my plan. This one, see,
Yep.
make it smaller.
Those are my views. Those are not the views of the panel.
All right. What's the difference between shame and guilt?
Y'all can hear me now?
Mm-hmm. Wait, what you went? You took a nap?
Baby.
I'm playing.
Girl, you kissed my ass. What I wanted to say was, they said, what you got against eating groceries?
There
I'm
you
not
go.
eating up.
She's a
First
tootie
of all,
taster.
Hell, that's I feel
we talking
offended.
about man groceries, okay?
Oh,
And
well, hell
then
no. Never mind.
that's what we're talking about.
You right. I'm with you when you're right.
Okay. That's
Okay.
what we talking about. Cause
I'm about to say, I know
mm-mm.
you a damn lie, but Coco say,
I am innocent, honey. I'm a good Christian woman.
girl,
I eat the
bad.
groceries that I pay for.
Don't say nothing like that. They gonna say bad
Next
for you.
question.
But no. Right. Coco said, I like his music, but yes, yeah, he seems suspect. My police
Yeah, he's
officer, rapper
definitely
boyfriend
homo.
in my head passed. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
JB said it should be the same. I mean, it shouldn't though. I was not interested in dudes, so that's why I said hell no. So I don't want nobody to feel like I'm homophobic or nothing like that. Now, if that's what y'all do, hell, eat. Like we all eat groceries, but I mean, it just ain't
What?
my thing.
No, I mean, I'm not the one eating nobody groceries. Like,
No, I was addressing JB's comment when he said it
oh,
should be the
okay.
same because I was like, ew, hell no. And then JB said again, y'all nasty will have relations with the dude, but believe his hygiene is not up to par. Oh no, the hell I won't. Hell no.
No,
We gonna wash
uh,
it together, nigga. The
we
fuck you
are
mean?
not Jaguar right over here,
Hell no,
JB.
you. I don't know what you used to. JB said speaking from
Nah,
the hygiene.
there's
Mm-mm.
some trifling females out here. You are
I don't know
There's
who
trifling
y'all
females and
nasty
males out
asses
here.
is, but not me. Go ahead
And
and get this y'all from.
I'm sorry if the word female offends anybody, especially the ladies in the chat. That we say that in the military, so it's nothing to like demean. We say male and female.
Mm.
Um, so it's nothing. I know some people feel a way about that word.
Oh no, you good, child. Just you can say it how you say it and fuck them. You know my motto. Fuck them.
Girl,
Hmm.
Mhm.
Somebody told me I'm
I'm
the
a
most hated in
crazy
this
ass.
sector. They told me that shit.
What
I
they
said,
say
why they
then?
hating on me? But I ain't even did, and I ain't got shit. I ain't even got 500 subscribers to rub together. What the fuck y'all hating
Who
me
is
for?
that? Nay, okay, pause. Who is
No,
hating on the neighborhood?
child, a little bit of everybody, child. They don't like. They really upset about this whole Danny thing, and I still to this day ain't said nothing about
Really?
the damn lady. They is upset. They
I
eating
still
me
don't
up in them
understand.
folks' Discord. They say.
But the thing is that to my recollection, nobody was talking negatively.
Exactly. Yet to this day, I still ain't said negative about the lady. But I just wanted to bring that up. They let me know. My people tell me that I'm most hated on these YouTube streets, and that was gonna be a meeting tonight when I met with the team. But nope, I'm gonna say it out here, y'all. I'm most hated in these streets, so y'all be careful sitting over here. Not just playing. But
I'm not.
anyway,
I'm grown.
I'm gonna pull my chair up right to
you
the
know I
front.
don't give a damn.
But
Yes, y'all hit that like button, hit the like button, hit the like button.
how many people in the chat
It's 14 of them now.
are watching?
How many likes we got though? It's only 14 in here now. Right, child boom. Like y'all better leave me the hell alone. I ain't
But
even
you
y'all don't want me to be a villain for real. Cause I
Well,
mean,
but you don't have to. You don't have to alter who you are. And
I
that's
know
and
the
that's
tea that'll
that's
set
why
this
I'm
bitch
over
on
here.
fire. Don't play with me. Everybody
Okay?
business will come out and I'll be a real bill. I give you a reason not to fuck with me. Oh, I
And
give you a
but you
reason
don't
not
even
to
have
trust
to
these
do
bitch.
that. You just continue to be your authentic self, and you know
You
what
right.
was said and what was not.
You
And at
right.
the end of the day, you don't have to dabble your feet up in that type of messiness. And if they can't bring
Exactly.
it to you on your channel, on your link, then it for
Yeah,
what?
you right. You
You
right.
know, like why dumb yourself down to meet somebody else where they, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if Danny has an issue with you, I'm sure she would hit you up
She
behind the
would have
scenes.
been said something by now. It's my
Yeah,
thing is why the subscribers care so much when the content creators could give a fuck. Like that's I'm not doing no sound no countdown for that. Y'all, let's get into that. Why do the subscribers care more than the content creators? Why is that? Because I really want to
acceptance,
know.
acceptance. Period. They
Hmm.
want to be liked in the eyes of who that content creator
I
is.
know the hell I didn't say nothing about her, Coco. It's just, I guess the fact that we didn't mention her name and then sang her praises immediately or put on this high ass pedestal, it translated into us not liking her and all of the things. But I don't have a problem with nobody because I don't know her. It's people that I made aware of on this app that I still don't have beef with because I don't know you, bitch. I don't know you.
Well, and then just with Danny's history, a bunch of people can, not a bunch, but a few people might go back and try and be messy. But me seeing how Danny operates, I feel like Danny would not jump straight to that. I feel like
Right.
she would actually try and get some context. And she,
Mm-hmm.
whether she put your video on 2 times, 3 times, depending on how slow you talking, she's gonna
Mm-hmm.
play your whole video from start to finish so that she has the full context before she approaches you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so all these
Yeah.
bone collectors, I mean, girl, be you,
Thank you.
because I don't recall you saying nothing. And don't
Right.
let nobody drag your channel into that type of
And
crap.
even if you
That's
did,
what
I
I'm
think
that's
last
my
minute.
thing. Like I don't like that shit. Like if you gonna say something about me, say something about me. But my platform, like now
Yeah.
you playing with dangerous ass game, man. But
Hmm.
House of Queen says, girl, I've been policed and told where I could sit because I have a membership somewhere else. And she always open. Yeah, I'm always open for a conversation. Oh, you talking about Danny. Oh, I don't know her like that. Cause again, I don't know her. But okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Well, I told you, look, I done been unfollowing people all
Can
fucking
y'all
week.
just let me
Okay.
be great? Just let me the fuck be
Period.
great.
Hmm.
Okay, so I have a countdown question real quick. Another one. I know I keep saying it's the last one, but this is interesting. I like listening to
Okay.
y'all.
No, it's good.
Okay, so next question, you guys. Damn, I forgot my question just that fast. Somebody say something impactful until I think of it. Hold on. Um, we was talking about what the fuck was we talking? Oh yeah, I let y'all know the people say I'm gonna say it. Um, uh, it's obviously you're doing something right. Oh, thank you. Uh, damn, it's too much dead air. Stacy, say something. Hell,
Girl, I was trying to swallow my. Okay.
you normally
I'll
have
say
all kind of
something.
shit to say. Go on.
Okay, I got one.
Go ahead,
So,
Obsidian. I was trying to
the let's say
How
drink
the
the
real
hell
quick.
y'all
energy.
be quiet and y'all don't never be quiet no other time,
I was
man?
I,
trying to
hey,
drink.
I've been quiet all night, so I was just
That's
trying to show y'all
bullshit.
something that you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Anyway, so the
Go ahead.
energy we spend on external validation actually depletes our ability to recognize our absolute value from within.
That's
Wait,
good.
your mic sounded kind of
No, it
fumbled.
didn't. No, I'm
Muffled.
playing. What happened?
Muffled. Your
She said
mic
your mic
sounded
was muffled.
muffled.
Oh, okay. So going back for my dictation. Okay, so I said the energy we spend on external validation actually depletes our ability to recognize our absolute value from within.
Facts.
Okay, I got my question.
All right.
Is it possible to run someone's content in the mud? Okay. So House of Queen says, I believe so because you think that you're doing something great or being helpful, but it's the other way around. Hey, truly blessed. I'm sorry, I started reading Stacy comment too fast. She said, I just been talking on mute. I'm glad it was muted because
Girl, I was talking to you like you just answered it. I'm like, yeah, well, da 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 da. And I looked down and it was like, bloop, muted. Mm-hmm.
No, but I didn't ask the question right. What I meant to say was, at what point does content become an obsession in terms of targeting one topic or person? I'm gonna put it on 30 seconds because that was a lot. Okay, now you can answer, Stacy. Cut your mic on, baby.
Was I muting myself or did you mute us all? Child, I'm glad you mute when you did, honey, because I'm just like, that's three different questions. Okay. So you're saying like at what point is it repeat that one more time?
At what point does content become obsession in terms of a targeted person or topic? Topic, damn.
I mean, that says it right there. Like when the topic is constantly targeted on one
Mhm.
person. Period.
And that's the same thing Hot
Um,
Queen said. When you talk about a specific person or situation every time you go live. Right.
mhm.
Why do you think that is though? Why do you think that people create storylines or content off of just one person all the time? And this is a general statement. We're not putting nothing on nobody. This is just a general statement. But go ahead, you can answer. Somebody.
I I can tell you just briefly, um, when I started, when I became a guinea pig as the first female at the time with this infantry group, infantry Marines do not respect people who are not infantry, right?
Mm.
Mhm.
And so
Facts, Coco.
at the time, I was
I see that.
transitioning over there. And
Mm-hmm.
so one thing I can say that is absolutely psychologically correct based off of experience and all the stuff, people of all backgrounds, I don't care where you came from, you can build rapport over addiction and trauma. And so what
Mm-hmm.
do you do when you're in combat? Well, you can't be like doing drugs and you can smoke. So they have what's called a smoke pit. So a group
Mm-hmm.
of people, you even if you don't smoke, you go over there, you stand with a bunch of motherfuckers that smoke, and y'all shoot up the shit. Even if you don't know nobody, and you just talk about vulnerability, like not vulnerabilities, but messed up stuff. Like, man, I just
Trauma.
saw this the trauma,
Mm.
right? People are always going to have rapport over trauma because trauma overlaps in everyone's life at some point in time. You know,
Mm.
there's
Right.
different degrees. And so
Mm.
that's what it, it's easy to talk about somebody when somebody's experienced a downfall. Misery loves company. That's
That
a
part.
perfect thing. And so when you see somebody's in a messed up space, then it's easy to pile on and talk about that, you
So,
know?
as a subscriber, what about watching someone's demise excites you to the point of fan funding? Because I'm trying to make all of this tie in to one thing tonight.
I can answer, but I'll let Obsidian because I know I was just talking.
Nah, you. I mean,
Well,
Obsidian, you want to answer?
well,
Go ahead, baby.
I mean, let her finish her talking point. Yeah.
Okay, well, go ahead,
Okay,
Stace.
so there's a difference between having compassion for someone and talking about it, like bringing awareness, and then there's the other spectrum of that is that person a good person?
Mm.
So if they're, I mean, obviously, I can always bring up Jag. I can put a name on it. We can talk about somebody who experienced mental health deficits and all type of stuff. Like I
Right.
said, why you can't have mental health issues and just be cool?
Hmm.
You know, why you can't be a crackhead and be cool? I'm cool with a lot of crackheads. Okay, Got an uncle that's a
Mm.
crackhead. He's very productive. He ain't died yet,
Mm-mm.
right?
Mm.
Mm-mm.
And he
Most
gets you
crackheads
what you
don't.
need. No, they don't. Them Fenty heads, yeah, they out of there.
They stay alive for
However,
years, baby.
he's always upbeat. This on my birth side. He's upbeat. He gets you what you need. Dude
Mm.
don't even he ain't even got no maintenance certification, but he can change a bunch of stuff in your engine. Okay. But then you got the other spectrum of it. When you see somebody who's got these deficits and then they're
Mm.
nasty internally and externally. They're being a terrorist in society, right?
Mm.
And so they're causing all these issues. They're, being ugly. And so what happens? You attract that same energy.
Mm.
Now are we wrong as CCs and subscribers? Absolutely. And in
Okay.
my
Come
mind,
on,
as I'm
accountability. I like that.
as I'm growing through this YouTube streets, I'm looking at the whole situation. I think that that's why my thirst for the whole Jag sector is drying up, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to not even care that much anymore. A little bit here and
Mm-hmm.
there, but it's overplayed to me. It's oversaturated.
Facts.
I, as a black woman, I talk mad stuff about Jag. I want her
Mm-hmm.
to go to prison for accountability, but honestly, as a black woman, I want her to go into a hospital,
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's
right?
what I said. Yeah.
Yep, I want her to be medically treated because that's still somebody's mother.
That
Ain't
part.
stating it.
Period. And
Mm-hmm.
daughter and sister and auntie and like all this stuff. And I'm exhausted from the whole
You
sector.
see it, Nay? Me
Yeah.
too, Stacy. I know it's in the back.
All right. But what you was got to say, Obsidian? You want to add
That's
this?
not a
Okay.
oh, sorry. Go
Go ahead, Obsidian.
I mean, um, yeah. What was the question again? But
Hold on. Let me
I
address
just agree
Truly
with
first.
Stacy. But go ahead. Keep
Let me
going.
do this first. Truly
Mm-hmm.
Breast says, I'm tired of seeing the obsession of Jaguar. We all know by now she's not right mentally, but just to keep going on and on after so long, she needs medical help. Absolutely, I agree. But the
Mm-hmm.
question, Obsidian, was at what point does it go from content
Oh,
to
okay,
obsession?
okay,
That
okay,
was the
okay, okay.
base question.
Right,
And then we kind of went into like a caveat about Jag, and that's how we
right.
landed here. But
But,
the question
mhm.
was, at what point does content become an obsession when targeting different, the same content creator or
Right.
person or situation?
Mhm.
But go ahead,
When
babe.
the when it's constant, when the consistency is just a constant, like on a loop, when the
Mm,
repetition has no actual resource or resolve, or it's not being used to even review. It's just redundant repetition, and you're not
mm-hmm.
getting anything from it each time you listen to it besides what you already know from it. And
Right.
then it's like I don't know if the obsession becomes with the person or the topic, or just the views and the energy that they get from it, and feeling like,
For
oh
me,
yeah,
I feel like it's the monetary gain that comes with it.
well, oh, of
Everybody
course,
know cat
of
talk
course.
about Jag, you get the bag. Now I ain't with her all the time, but I'm with her when she right, and she's
Mhm.
smart enough to know that her name and her likeness brings
Yep.
money, even if it's not her. It
Mhm.
brings money, and so for me, that's why I feel like the obsession exists, and for me, that line is crossed once there is a set goal and that goal is reached. For the longest, people were like, "Oh, you going to jail? We're gonna make sure you go to jail." She goes to jail, and now that she has a back, and it's like they keep coming after her. And this is not coming from a perspective of protecting Jag as much as it's me being a person of integrity and being able to understand what's really going on. Cause
Mhm.
like if the main goal and everybody's common goal was that she went to jail or whatever and stayed in jail, then that would have been what happened. But the fact that she is out and has a support system, you have to begin to look at yourself and say, okay, am I fighting so hard for something that God is protecting? Or am I doing the Lord's work and sending my super chats with disrespectful and disparaging comments? And
Mhm.
that's my stance on it.
Mhm.
But You got anything to add to that, Stace? I see you was addressing Devin. Let me go and read her first comment. Devin says, Stacy, can we talk about one reason women aren't allowed on front lines is menstrual cycle infection and pregnancy. That's truly why, right? Besides physical strength. Devin said, no, Devin, I am a highly decorated Marine who spent 4 years on the front lines. Devin said, so women are allowed on the front lines during war? Stacy said, yes, Devin, that changed many years ago. Can you elaborate on that? I see you
I
elaborated, but
sure
can you
can.
vocalize it? Go ahead, baby.
I sure can. So I don't want to dox myself, but I was a guinea pig for the Army and the Marine Corps back in 2003 to 2006.
Hmm.
Technically, it's 2006, while I was in Iraq. And I was attached to a all male infantry brigade. And
Hmm.
I was on what's called a tactical movement team, and it was all male. I was a 50 cal gunner. During that time in combat, we didn't have much air support. We have this thing called troops in contact. When we start getting ambushed by a lot of gunfire, warfare, stuff like that, my brigade lost 90 soldiers at the time. So they started going down their records and saying who's the next best shooters, right? And here I am at 5'5". I had to stand on an ammo can inside the gunner's turret, and I was literally a guinea pig for the Army, right? And so when I swapped over 6 years later and went to the Marine Corps, we started a program in 2009 in Afghanistan. I headed that program. And from
Hmm.
there, I'm in a few books. I'm again not going to dox myself. Um, and from there, I've done many interviews on radio stations, like all these people. I was working closely with different generals, all the way up to Congress and the White House. So yes, a lot of that has changed post 9/11. I was in from 2001 and I retired in 2021.
Hmm.
And and so I was telling her we can absolutely hold a separate panel for that because it's a
Absolutely.
lot. Hmm.
And I think you should be in charge of that panel, but I definitely will allow you to use my space or Obsidian's wherever you're comfortable. But I get that you don't want to have your own platform, but I do want you to know that you can use this platform to have that conversation. That is no
Hmm.
problem.
Okay, I appreciate that. It's
Absolutely.
a matter of really how much do I want to say because you have to realize that I do have PTSD.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And yeah, I have certain things that I will not talk about.
Yeah.
And those in the chat are not going to be sensitive to that. Um,
Absolutely.
so I don't have a problem answering certain questions, but once it starts to get into a different type of question,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I will completely click off and I won't even touch YouTube again.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
but those simple questions like that, I don't have a problem with at all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, guys, do you guys have any more content creator questions that you have for me? I'll do my best to try and answer them for the chat as well as the panel.
No problem, Devin, and thank you. Truly blessed. Appreciate that. I just feel like I completely missed the last question.
I said, do you have any
No,
questions?
not that one. The one y'all were talking about.
Oh, with the you answered though. You spoke on it
I was
about
talking
the
to Devin.
content. Oh, you that's right. You didn't answer. That was Obsidian. So the question was, at what point does content become obsession? um in terms of like targeting a topic or
Oh
a
yeah, we talked
specific
about that
yeah,
one.
I'm about to say you did speak on that.
Okay.
So my next question was, did you guys have any more questions that you wanted to ask me as an up and coming content creator on my experiences so far or anything of the sort?
Yeah, I do. I have a question
Okay.
for you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so a lot of content creators, it doesn't matter what sector you go to,
Mm-hmm.
in order to get their name or their content expanded throughout the internet, right, or throughout YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
they hashtag very viral or very large platforms. For example, Tasha K,
Mhm.
um, the Obamas, Larry Reid, whoever, right?
Uh-huh.
Cardi B, whatever.
Fantastic.
Do
Mhm.
you ever, so now that you're a new content creator, even within, we'll keep it within this sector.
Mhm.
Do you, I've noticed that new content creators, they say that they don't want to be a part of the Jag algorithm or in the mess, but then I'll notice that they'll
Hashtagger.
hashtag, yeah, or Tasha
Um.
K or OKP, and they'll hashtag all these other people within that. So, do you, as a new content creator, do you feel pressure that, do you feel like that itch, like, man, I'm only starting out, I only got a couple hundred here.
Mhm.
Do you feel like that itch, like, man, should I hashtag somebody, another CC type thing to grow?
Honestly, and this is just me being completely honest, full transparency. I tried it, and in all honesty, I get more views and traction off of not hashtagging anybody, and I think I'm just blessed in that way. But in terms of like trying it, of course I felt the itch or the urge to do it, because I did think that it was working for people and that was the reason people were getting traction. But in my situation and in my case, because of my genuine persona and the way I come across on this platform, I've been blessed to become a part of different algorithms and not have to hashtag anybody. But I did try it at the beginning, absolutely.
Okay. But are you
Mhm.
enjoying your journey along the way? Like,
I
because to me,
was.
that makes you more authentic,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
And you getting it organically.
Right. Um,
So,
you asked
or go
me,
ahead.
did I enjoy? Am I enjoying the experience?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was. I'm not gonna say that I don't enjoy it now, but like at this point, it's like I'm really, trying to figure out how to maneuver, because this whole platform was not based off of messy stuff. Yes, this is how it started, and that's how people look at it. When you start this way, you have to end this way. That has to be it. But that ain't, what it was. I started my platform to respond to a whole situation where I felt disrespected because it was such a conversation that people didn't have in terms of the whole mammy thing. Not to bring up old shit, um but as I get further into my journey, it's like every day I find myself switching out the order of stuff, because like I'll put my trust in somebody, give them a wrench, and then we'll get somewhere else and I hear something that's not favorable, and it's like it's becoming hard to trust certain people. So in terms of enjoying it, I've enjoyed it a little bit more than I do now. But like right now, I'm just kind of like trying to do my part and make sure that I'm maintaining the safe space thing. So I'm enjoying it, but it's not like it used to be.
Okay, and that's gonna lead to, I got a question for you in the chat.
Okay.
Um, well, one, is this considered like this not the beef sector, right? This
No,
like
this
black
is the
tea
Black Sea
sector,
sector.
man. Okay, so all right, so a question for you in the chat. Outside of this sector, what are three other type videos or content that you follow on this app? Like for me lately, like I just said, I'm exhausted with the Jag crap, right?
Right.
So I've been finding like comedy, random comedy. If you click on one or two videos, then you start getting those recommendations, right? The
Mm-hmm.
other thing was I've been watching like a lot of animal stuff lately. I think I'm exhausted with
Mm.
humans. Because
I
I'm
get it.
watching on one. So one of them is comedy, a
Mm-hmm.
comedy sector or comedy type thing. The
Uh.
second one is I've been watching a lot lately. Is just like wildlife, like lions attacking hyenas, for example. Hyenas getting back and attacking them. And then the third one is like domesticated animals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And those animals that are basically having their lives saved. And I'm like, damn, am I really that tired of humans? Like, I'm just completely watching animals. You know,
It
so
be like that.
that's my yeah. So that's my question to all of you.
Okay,
You
so
know,
Coco says I watch documentaries about people on drugs and cooking, and then she said I watch skits such as Desi Banks. JB said apparently this is the second generation of the black tea sector. But for me, I watch a lot of quartet videos because I am a member of a quartet group. So I'm into like watching different sets in different cities. I like to watch comedy just like you. I'm into like a lot of the old re-uploads of Bernie Mac, Dave Chappelle, stuff like
mhm.
that. And then like I watch like prayer channels and stuff like that because my family is very spiritual and everybody just decided to be on YouTube at the same time. So a lot of times I'll just like watch my family's content, and sometimes I'll share it on my community wall, and other times I won't. But like, there's so many other things that I watch. Like that's why when I come here, like I really be asking y'all because I don't watch the black tea sector. I don't, unless like I'm just in the chat and I have nothing to do. When y'all see me, I have nothing to do. But just to like sit and follow the black tea sector, I been stopped because it took a toll on my mental health, especially with the whole Kimmy debacle. Like I was really fucked up behind that. Just for my
What
own
Kimmy debacle?
girl, you ain't been around, honey. I used to be a
Yeah,
mod over
clearly.
there. And a situation happened where Talisha basically called me a mammy, and I
A
went to
mammy.
yes, I went to Kimmy's platform to basically, see if she was gonna have my back with the situation because at the time Talisha had just become a moderator. So I went there, expecting her to be like, don't do that, like that's Nay, in that mindset of, if I windmill for you, you gotta
Right.
have my back. We've all been there. That's why I can't sit up and talk no shit about nobody because that's where I was at. And so I expected that. I went over there real loud, like you should take her wrench, and I was upset, girl. I was pissed, and it didn't happen like that. And then weeks go by, and God revealed that Talisha is who she is. Um, and in the midst of that, Kimmy went live and would result into insulting me, calling me all kind of b words, and we passed that now. I don't want anybody to listen to this and think that we're in that place anymore. But the reality is, it happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so coming from that whole situation and going into um a whole nother situation, it was draining. So I had to kind of pull away. I would only deal with black tea stuff when I was on this platform with the people that be immersed into the tea sector. So I don't be watching y'all like that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I just have two more questions, but I'm gonna let Obsidian if she got
go ahead,
something.
Obsidian. You got something you want to ask me or say? You look good too,
Nah,
cuz. Look at my cuz. You look good now.
Okay.
stupid. Nah,
She
I
over
think
there.
that
Okay, Dimples.
Trying to lick your lips and stuff. Don't do that.
Okay.
I
You
got
get
some
that
little
bitch to
chapstick.
stalk this channel, I'm gonna beat your
The
ass. Don't
obstacles.
do that.
What happened?
You
It's
know
the
if that bitch
dimples
come over
for
here
me.
trying to stalk you, it's up. Don't
You
do
just
that.
Oh
got one
no, no,
dimple, or
look,
you
right? She
got
gonna
in
find
two?
me,
Don't
huh?
bring that shit about you.
I got
Let
to.
me see the other side. You got a half of. You got one and a half dimple.
Yeah,
Okay.
just like my
Mm-hmm.
grandma. That's crazy.
Yeah, you trying to make it poke out because you said something. Don't try to take
No,
my
I
woman.
ain't. It just be there. Like I
Don't take
said,
my woman from me. I
I
like the
ain't.
combat
Okay.
girls. Fuck.
Hey,
No, I was just
but
playing.
no, no, you know me. I just, I know this stuff from the back end. I just always never fail to tell you I'm proud of you, and I just
Aw.
appreciate how you take this info or any type of anything that I bring across you, and you actually bring it to fruition, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. That's
And
all.
thank you for putting those installments inside of me because a lot of people wouldn't do that. So thank you.
Period. And
Yeah,
that's what I love. Like that's the opposite of the crab in a barrel mentality, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
You bringing her up with you and thought and the fact that's really it doesn't matter the type of relationship you have. You
Hmm.
should always want to bring and have somebody if you see a vision, get
Yeah,
somebody that's like-minded, support you,
that's
you know
what
what
I
I'm
say.
saying?
People like, why you not
Yeah.
That's
working on your own channel? It's like because I'm not the person to miss my mark and pass up, when I see potential in anybody.
right.
I don't do that old landing on deaf ears thing, and I've
You
tried,
going back
but
to your channel eventually, bitch.
yeah,
You
yeah,
going
yeah,
back
yeah,
over
yeah,
there
yeah. I
Yeah.
know, I know, I know. But I'm a whole
so I
nother.
can overtalk you and shit. Yeah,
I'm
you
a oh
going back
yeah,
over
yeah.
there.
you'll be busy writing it, but I'm a whole nother echelon of everything over there. So
The
it's just
hell you
perfect.
trying to say? We the hood or something? Trying to say we
Is that
ghetto
what it say?
bitch?
Is that hood night?
Girl, fuck you. You know, I'm just playing. Go on, say what you gotta
No,
say.
no, we can go over there, but no, like, I know I just seen it. And I tried with other people, but everybody don't want to invest in themselves like that. Some people don't want to do the work to get where they really could be. So a lot of
Right.
times I find myself seeing potential and then just vocalizing it because I ain't never been a hater. You know what I'm saying? And then,
Right.
like I told Nate, sometimes even though you have like the foundations of something, that doesn't mean that you can really do the physicality of it. Like like I said, I may have a blueprint, but I can't build a house. You know what I mean? So.
Right.
Uh, it's like that, and it's sometimes you really got to see those things go into works, and that inspires you yourself. You know what I mean? Come to
JB
game.
says, speaking of, come to game night tonight. Absolutely. Y'all make sure y'all check out game night tonight, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Yolanda the Great's channel. It is a
Oh,
collaboration with Yolanda the Great and JB. So y'all make sure y'all get there, get there, get there for a chance to win
oh, it's already
money
okay. I was
for
so
shit show.
confused.
Well,
But Stacy, you said you had two more questions
I
for
had
me.
two questions at the time. At the moment, I remember one.
Oh Lord, go
Um,
ahead.
I know it's terrible.
Fuck
Dang,
it,
I
I just forgot
forgot.
too. It's cool.
So my question for all of you and those of you in the chat is, what are your? Oh, I might remember this. Is that the second question? Well, anyway, the first question is, what are the top three things on your bucket list?
You go first, Obsidian. All right.
That's for you in the chat also.
All
Okay.
right.
Um, I know this sounds weird, but first and foremost, like I want to just get to a point in life where I get, where me can meet myself, like where I get to be introduced to myself, meaning like come full circle outside of like the me that have felt like obligated to be in or like through conformity or anything, and just full circle to where I can just stand face to face with just like this is exactly who you are, who you were destined to be, and like you're completely fine with it, you know. So
Mm.
that's a everyday journey. Aside from that, I don't really I don't really got much else. I feel like I done a lot in life, and in doing the things I've done in life, a lot of things that I felt I wanted to do or needed to do have absolved themselves for whatever reason. So
Uh, so for me, my bucket list is kind of pointless because, like, at 12, like, I thought I was gonna die because they had to open my brain up and stuff because I have a shunt in my head, for those of you that don't know, to kind of filter the water off my brain. So, like, they did, like, this surgery or whatever. And so, like, what they did was they made me write down everything that I wanted to do because everybody thought I was gonna die, and I was 12 at the time. So, it's been a while now. So it's like I don't really have anything because I did it all because, like I said, they thought I was going to die. So I really don't have anything. I've been to Arizona. I went on every cruise I want to go on. I've been out of the country. So I really don't have anything.
yeah,
See what
Stacey?
the chat says. See what they say first.
okay.
Okay.
Well, due to my
Okay. House of
sickness,
Queens
oh, you
says,
got it. Go ahead.
well, due to my sickness, my ultimate is to go to Nicki Minaj's concert. Okay. Period.
Yeah. See, I was gonna
Mine
speak
is
on my
Lauren
health,
Hill.
but I didn't. You gonna do what?
Yeah. She
Mine,
want to
one of
see
mine is
Lauren
Lauren
Hill.
Hill. All right, so let's see. Believe it or not, um, as it stands, and it's been this way for several years now,
Mm.
um, I want to do an entire season of gator hunting in
Mm.
Louisiana.
Okay.
I have studied how to hunt gators, treble hooks. The fit in Florida, they usually can only like fish them out.
You be
Um,
careful out there. I'm gonna tell you that. You take
and
your
I
ass out
know
there
we
if you
got
want to.
gators where I live, but
You
we
be
don't
fucked
get the
up.
lottery like they do. And I live by the beach, but we have gators here where I live.
Mm.
And again, like I've been in combat for many years, and so once you loot like in combat, it's basically like imagine your booty hole tight. We call it a
What?
pucker. We no, for real, we call it a pucker factor. So
Mm.
while you're deployed, you are on adrenaline for however long your deployment is, right? And so when I came and while we were over there, We're
Mm.
up, we're doing 36-hour rotations, 37-hour rotations. You don't know where the enemy's coming from, this, that, and the other. And
Mm.
so whenever the world like literally stops for us. So when we return back to garrison or stateside, we're still amped up off that adrenaline. So what do a lot of us military do? We drink a ton of energy drinks, right?
Mhm.
We risk our lives. Like a lot of us ride motorcycles. We're looking for that. We're chasing adrenaline. Is basically what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying.
Mm.
I don't want to have to do what I had to do in combat, but uh, wrestling and shooting an alligator for some reason has been on my brain. I don't want to say obsessively, but highly up there, probably a notch down to where I've studied it. I'm like, okay, that's the next best thing, right?
Mm. Yeah.
I've done
Mm-hmm.
whitewater rafting, I've done all this other stuff. And so that's number one as of right now. N-
Mm.
it- Number two, I want to take my daughter to Africa.
Mm.
It's a
Um,
beautiful place. I've been. It's really
Yeah.
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. I've been to Egypt.
I was just about to
I've
say
been to
that Egypt is
Cairo and stuff
beautiful.
like that. But I
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
wanted to take my mother and my daughter, but my mother's not in the best health.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I want to like teach my daughter and just really go there and just have that experience. And then the third one, I have a lot of them, but the third one is more like down to earth. Like I want to, um, I, I think we talked about this the other day. Obsidian detaching, right? Detachment
Mm-hmm.
to find peace.
Yeah.
Um, so because my brain is always thinking, I do want to have my daughter wants me to have another kid because she's the only kid by me. So it's kind of a tie between I want to have a son, um, and then the other part is I want to completely detach. Like, say in a couple years she goes off to high school, she leaves the nest. I want to buy
Mm.
myself an RV and just tour all around like the
I feel like
North
Mm-hmm.
that's most
America.
old people's like
I'm not
thing.
Yeah.
old girl. I'm
Not
only
to call
40.
you old. You didn't let me finish. Damn it. Like no, because my aunt used to say like when you graduate from high school, I'm going to Panama Beach and I'ma just stay there.
I was
I'm
like,
just
go
like,
anyway.
okay, girl, like be
But
great.
but
So I
it's
feel
like
like
Mm-hmm.
that's like
I've
y'all
done a
thing.
lot. I've done a lot. I take my daughter out of the country. I've taken her out of
Yes.
the country. I compete nationally and all these. I do all type of stuff for the military,
Yeah.
even as a vet, and so she's traveled her entire life. But I need to do something for me. So a part
Mm-hmm.
of it
Yeah.
is yes, either have a child, but I'm like, well, damn, I'm in my 40s now, or
Ain't
completely
nothing wrong with it.
detach, and go do me and tour, drive an RV all across North America.
I
Right.
say do it.
So
I
that's
say do it.
I'm gonna do one of the two.
Damn it, just
So
just start driving. You run out of gas, just pray. No, I'm just
right,
playing.
that girl, I ain't ready. Mm,
We're gonna send you some
mm.
gas, just gift card.
And then
Right.
let's see, did anybody else put Devin just put a
No, I
little
don't think
laughing.
anyone.
And then my
Yeah.
last question, which wasn't my last question, but for now it's my new last question. Um, oh, right.
I'm not about to play with
Um,
space
It's
man.
the laugh for me. She finna say something
I
crazy.
really appreciate this thought provoking. My last question, because I know you put a time limit, is
Yes, and it's 1:30. We going over the
yes,
Discord,
it's
so it don't matter. We can talk about it over there too.
just
Mm-hmm.
like 5 minutes.
Okay.
What is everyone's top three regrets in life?
Mm.
Mm. I'm gonna put
Oh,
a
okay.
time on that one because I
All
got to
right.
think,
Okay.
baby.
Yeah.
Shit. I live life, baby. I live life.
What the
Do you?
I'm sorry,
I
I
just
was trying
read.
to be so professional. I really was.
Do you
child?
I really was.
housewife? Who?
Devin said, "Do
JB?
you want a housewife?" I can't do this. Listen, I promise I was doing good, y'all. I
Who
did
she
two
talking?
hours as an adult. Devin, don't you do this. Don't do this. The lady asks, "What is your three regrets?" Please.
Shit, I
We could
might need a
see.
housewife because my girl's in Atlanta.
You know what's crazy? That's so funny. I tell everybody, look, they're like, "What's the benefit of being with me?" I said, "I'm a handyman and a housewife." You feel me?
I know
So
that's right.
Mhm.
as well.
But go ahead. I'm sitting. You got to do your three regrets.
Uh, shit.
Y'all in the chat too. What's y'all three? Don't be dipping out now.
Ah, first and foremost, well, see, I gotta really think about that because of the way I've internalized myself to deal with things. A lot of my
Hmm.
regrets have become like resources, you know. Um,
Right.
but
That's what I was gonna say. Damn.
get on my head, child. Um,
Yeah.
damn, let's see. I regret. Well, I can't really regret that because you can't really fault yourself for not knowing what you didn't know.
Right.
But
Well, let me give a disclaimer or a
okay,
caveat.
okay,
If you can't think of three regrets at this moment, if you could tell your younger self something,
okay.
what would
Okay.
you tell your younger self if you don't have three regrets? Because maybe you don't have any, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
I personally like everything that happens in life. I look at it as a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
So things that you would regret, I look at it as okay. I had to go through that because if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't know this.
Yeah.
But in terms of talking to my younger self, I would just
What
say
does she
like,
do?
uh-oh. But just I'm gonna just go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
She'll hit the link eventually. Or she's back. See? She can find her way back.
Yes,
Yeah.
YouTube is acting stupid for me.
Ain't
Like,
it though? But
mhm.
in terms of what I would tell my younger self, I would say like you don't have to put so much into it because you got it.
Mm-hmm.
You got
Yeah,
it. Like it's in you. And who's for you is gonna be for you. You don't have to force that. It's not your fault that wow, this
that's
is
crazy
really
you said
happening.
that. I
It's
tell
not your
myself
fault
that.
that your mom didn't watch you grow up. You know, that's not
Mm-hmm.
your fault. And I have to say that because for a long time, like I faulted myself for that. And it took me like evaluating myself because like I'm a thinker. I like to think about shit. Like I
Yeah,
just do. And so like I would just tell myself like it's not your fault, you know. Um
that's crazy as hell.
and yeah, go ahead, y'all.
No, that's just it. That just hit different because like I just say I tell myself that every day, like just like it's not your fault. Just when
Yeah,
I said earlier about how like a lot of things where when you go back to that reparentification, it's just like things. It's like but you couldn't have known to not go through that, or you couldn't have known to not do
right.
that if no one
Yeah, that's
told
why I
you
don't
that.
regret it because it made
You
me so much more stronger
know?
in retrospect.
I might read a poem to y'all in the Discord, but I said that like how is it that everything bad in my life turned out to be the only thing good for me?
Right.
And
Ooh, I like that. We're
Mm,
definitely getting into the
that's
things on
growth.
Discord tonight. Y'all,
Yeah.
if y'all not tapped into the Discord, y'all make sure y'all hit the link for Discord. Devin, can you drop that one more time for the people? And Stacy, what is your take on the question that you
Wait, I want
asked?
to acknowledge the chat first.
Oh, I'm sorry. Coco says, my only one is not being focused as a teenager. And House of Queens said, me too, Coco.
Okay, I feel you there. She said, "Come on now, come." Okay, House of Queens. Period.
snap,
Yeah.
snap, snap, snap.
Um,
You feel me?
Yes.
I think mine is a mixture.
Mm.
Um, I think that the first one would be, um, I've always stood up for other people, but I didn't stand up for myself.
Shut up.
Mm.
So it was easier to distract
Yeah.
myself from my own traumas and home life and stuff like that. Like everything wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't all good, but I had some I grew up real fast, you know,
Mm. Yeah.
and I didn't honor myself the way that I'm teaching my daughter to honor herself. And I don't mean sexually. I was a virgin for a long time. I don't mean that way. I mean in a stance of loving myself, right? I
Yeah.
regret not loving myself through my own vision and through my own eyes. I had
Right.
dreams of being a doctor.
It don't make sense.
and
Mm.
being in the NBA. This is because I played basketball my whole life and I played
Mm-hmm.
sports my whole life. And this is before the WNBA and all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I turned that regret into, I was raised to put others before myself, which I thank God
Mm-hmm.
for to an extent.
Right.
But in the process, I lost myself. So I do regret that.
Mm-hmm.
It is now turned into a lesson.
For
Yeah, I wanted
sure.
to
Absolutely.
say that, but
For sure.
like,
The thing is that I remember I was highly motivated. I made it out the hood. I did
yeah.
all this stuff
There you
and
go.
I had all these scholarships. And I just remember I skipped school one day. And
Mm,
that's when I saw 9/11 happen.
mm,
And
Mm.
I said, I'm going to throw all my dreams away and I'm going to do something that's bigger than myself because I don't
mm-hmm.
know if my children's children will be free,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And I regret that to an extent. I'm grateful for my career, but I lost myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Being in combat destroyed me. I started drinking, you
Mm.
know, heavily.
Yeah.
And I regret that because I did rely on alcohol to make me feel
Mm-hmm.
comfortable in society when I came back.
Gotcha.
Mm.
I was
I feel that
very
way. What
messed
about my
up.
marriage? Like, I feel like I'm listening to myself talk. She's talking about the profession, and I feel like identical. Like, I got chills. Like, I feel like exactly like how I feel towards like my marriage. But I don't want to see that as a regret. You know what I mean? Because I was in the right heart when I made the decision. But
Mm.
yeah, I did succumb to it.
Yeah. But what's crazy is I got shrapnel in my body. I'm disabled
Mhm.
from things that happened to me in combat. I'm fighting cancer. I'm doing all this stuff.
Mhm.
And I
Mm.
still, but thing is I faced all this stuff in combat. But when I
Yeah.
Mhm.
came home, the worst battle was in my head
Yes.
and in
Mm.
my spirit, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And because I regret the fact that I threw away all my pre dreams, right? Pre
Yeah.
adult dreams
Mhm.
Absolutely.
to
Yeah.
serve a country that really don't love me like that.
Right.
That
Mm.
was my thought process when I came back. Now,
Mhm.
are we like they were
Man.
in Vietnam? No. Now, I don't feel like that no more. The only, but that was a part of the PTSD and the trauma. And then growing up as a minority in America, right?
Right.
Mhm.
The part that's not a regret anymore. The regret is not loving myself in that process through
Right.
healing,
Mhm.
right? And saying, "Hey, I need to drink in order to feel
Mhm.
normal." And
Right.
Yeah.
so I regret that I did not love myself enough like that in that moment, right?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then, but the blessing is, I love myself now,
That's
I love
right.
you too. Come on, I
okay?
love you too.
And I
Hey,
can
Meek,
talk
how you
about it
doing, baby?
now. Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I can
Pastor
talk
Queen
about it
said,
now.
"How did you
Go
get
ahead.
through cancer?"
For
I
me, I did
made
too,
it through
man.
2 of the 3. I'm still dealing with lung cancer today.
Mhm.
I'm just now being vocal about it the
Yeah.
last two
And I
two days.
appreciate that so much.
Hmm.
It's a beautiful thing. Cause
Yeah.
Yes.
that was a
Yeah.
struggle
I'm
for me.
not. I've been reluctant. There's only been 2 subscribers that actually knew about it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I kept it a secret because, and that was one of the things too, when we're indulging and we dogging out Jag and all this stuff, we have to stop and
Right.
be
Mhm.
like, hold up. You being ugly towards a whole nother individual,
Mhm.
And you
bitch, sit
got
down.
shit going on.
You
Right.
going through real shit in real life.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't gonna lie. I went through a phase on this app where I was just
Absolutely.
throwing
Y'all drop
money
green hearts
because
for Stacy. Drop green
I
hearts for
thought I was
Stacy.
gonna die.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
so
Well,
when
for
you
me, I
feel like
wanted
you're
to.
gonna
But yeah.
die and you
Mhm.
don't have a good prognosis, you start getting rid of things that you care about.
Yep.
That part.
And you
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
start
First
throwing
and
money
foremost
away.
was myself.
Cause you
Yeah.
lose your reason.
Yeah. And so I
Mm-hmm.
I went through those phases here on YouTube, throwing $150 super chats and cash apps. People are like, well, damn, how much? Yeah, I make good money every month, even as a retiree. But
Right.
people are like, well, hold on. Now she,
Yeah.
some people could be like, oh, is she just doing it to be seen? No, because I didn't care no more. and I
Right.
thought I was gonna die.
And
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's crazy. What's
Period.
fucked up. Speaking of Jag, it's crazy because like I've been vocal. You know, and like I said, well, only thing is it don't bother me, but it do like people ask me, "Oh, did you see what Jag said about you and such and such?" And I was like, honestly, I didn't. And in a sense, like I don't want to. I said because I can honestly tell you, like it's gonna hurt me because of the person that I was to that woman. You know what I mean? And the person that I
Mm-hmm.
was to you know the whole mod squad just outside of YouTube. But we didn't talk about YouTube. Like I sat with hours and talked to them individually about you know their real lives. You know, and I told them that I appreciated you know the genuine connection because at that time I was in at the hospital. You know, I had my lupus flare, I had pneumonia, and then my baby got sick. You know, so it was really connected, and I appreciated them the ones because you know a few of them worked in the medical field, so it was like you know they did help me and tell me like you know I tell them this and that like no don't let them do that and things of that nature. You know, so for the reason why Jags you know turned on me because I wouldn't agree with her what happened and stopped talking to Sip and you know that whatever. So then
Mm-hmm.
they all just, you know, flipped and turned to me. Then I hear them saying all this stuff like that. But I was on Mel's channel and she came to the chat and was like, oh, like, you know, Dior, like, oh, you haven't, like, you know, unalived yourself yet. Like, you still, like, suicidal. Like, you know,
Wow.
like, why are you still here? Like that. Like, you know, and like just saying
That's
things like that
crazy.
to me, you know, and I'm like, damn, like, you know, and I was like, I'm not going, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to answer that. You know, I'm not going to shy away from this. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I am still here. And it's not because I'm a failure. It's because I'm supposed to be here. I was like, and you know, those
That part.
same suicidal tendencies, little do you know, these
Hmm.
survival tactics. Because it's not until that moment when I get there every time I'm the only one there and I'm still here, that brings myself back and lets me know that I do still love me and I do still have a purpose. So you can try to
Yes.
come in here and shut me down, but you know, it was a test for me. Like, you know, so for me, that really turned me like, you know, dark towards her because it's like, why, you know, like, why would you do that? Like, you know, like, when we outside of, you know, YouTube where I would have defended her, like, you know, she's different outside of YouTube. When she comes here, I don't
Yeah.
know the mechanism of what. But now it's like
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that because even the personal connection you had with me, you absolved that to come here and do what you did, and you know personally, like you know, what I'm saying, in detail. And I only told you those things to bring out the things that you told me about you that I have yet to ever, and I won't ever speak on. You know what I mean?
That
Like,
part.
and that's my thing for them. It's like I could tell so much about y'all. I would never do that because I was genuine when I sat and listened to those things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like that was like crazy to me. So that's why I be like, "What you fucking say? What you got to say?" Because if you depersonalize yourself and you dehumanize yourself, and you make a concise choice to come and do those things, then who am I to speak on your behalf? If this is the you choose to show, you know what I mean? So,
Absolutely.
um, yeah. So I yeah, you know,
And that's ultimately, you absolutely right about that. And that's ultimately why I feel like I am exhausted from this sector.
hmm
I
Yes.
have real life going on. I don't
yeah.
even After today, I'm not even gonna indulge in the
Yeah.
Jaguar crap.
I
I'm
asked
just
them
Mm-hmm.
not to show
not.
me that stuff.
Right.
They just
Yeah.
keep
Don't send
popping
me
up.
nothing. I don't care about it.
Yeah,
And
and
so I'm gonna
it's
have to
triggering.
unfollow CCs that I care about, or maybe just like not unsubscribe.
hmm
But I'm gonna have to change the settings, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I have to focus on me, and I don't
Got
want
to.
man.
that to be a
Absolutely.
regret that I have
Right.
moving forward. I
We
beat
in the
Mm-hmm.
two of
same
the
spot.
three so far.
hmm
And I'm thankful I'm not on I don't have a port. I'm
Well, I
taking
ain't taking
oral
Mm-hmm.
mine.
chemo and immuno therapies and stuff like
Yeah,
that. But I
Yeah.
have to be here for my daughter, and I do have,
right. Man,
I
my baby saved
retire
my life,
young,
so
right? And so,
Mm-hmm.
but all of that goes into how blessed and grateful I am too,
hmm
right?
yeah,
Yes.
But you can't continue to be blessed.
right,
It's a difference between calling somebody out and being accountable versus
yeah,
taking part and participating
Right.
exactly,
in ugliness. And I just don't want to
right,
do it no more.
I know that's
right.
right.
And I think
Um,
that's
be-
why we answered those questions so thoroughly because we
mhm.
are really answering from within ourselves when we
Yep.
why we found ourselves. So I think
That's
that's a
why
lot
the
of times
questions
too.
were designed so
We
you can think
exactly,
about
I know,
it. Mm-hmm.
And
and
Yeah.
thank you for that, Nay, because
You're
that
yeah.
was
welcome.
great.
This again why I tell you I'm proud of you because when I tell you like catch on quick, I already knew that was like in her, you know what I'm saying? But it's like everybody else around, it's like I don't care what's in you because I want you over here with me doing this thing like that. And I'm like, nah, I see
Right.
something better in you. And I still can't tell you how we put together, but when I tell you I got put in that position, I didn't miss my mark. You know what I'm
Hell, I
saying?
still can't tell.
I don't
But
know. I'm
good.
just thinking
But
back
Coco
like shit,
said
where
my
the hell she
son
come from?
definitely. My son definitely saved me. Yeah, kids will do
Yeah,
that to you, man.
man, my
I
baby was.
feel you
Whew.
100% because that's what
Telling
my
you.
daughter, and that goes back to the other day, or maybe it was yesterday or the 6 hour live. I don't know what we was talking about. At
Mhm.
least me, I feel the exact same way, Coco. But I don't want to
Mhm.
put that burden on my daughter, right?
Exactly.
Right.
So that's where I'm like torn. But at the end of the day, I thank God that He allowed me to be the vessel to birth
Mhm.
He designed my relationship with
Man.
my daughter.
Yes.
She is
Yes, he
really my
did.
literal. She's literally my broke best friend. Okay.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Heavy on the
As I was
broke,
talking about my
child.
baby, my underage
Extremely broke.
Woo!
roommate, my underage
Hmm.
Always
roommate.
want to go some damn well. We on the way to Legoland in
But
3 days,
and
y'all.
I don't
Yeah.
know if I ever get
He's
into
so
that, but yeah,
broke.
like my relationship with my mother and just growing up, it's like it's real, like it's estranged and
Like that
it
shit breaks my heart. Like hearing people be estranged from their mom, because like I never
man,
actually got to experience
and
it
it's
from a
crazy,
biological standpoint. So
man.
like we got to talk about that on a whole nother
Yeah,
show.
we will,
But in terms of a closing thought, because I gotta get out of here. I still got a
yeah. Gotta
household. I
roll.
still got to bathe for real in real life.
Right.
I be playing with y'all, but I really got a whole like bathe for real,
I
and I
don't.
gotta go handle that.
I'm
Um,
married but with no wife.
girl. But in terms of a closing remark, I'm gonna start with Stacy, and I'm gonna go to Obsidian, then I'm gonna close us out, and we'll be ready to go home. Go ahead, Stace.
I just
Closing
want
remarks.
to tell you thank you, Nate, for such a thought provoking live, especially with the
Mm-hmm.
questions. Thank you for the chat engagement, and then of course having me up on the panel. And I just want
Yeah.
everyone who's listening, whether it's replay game, Bush babies, haters, member, whoever, um, you're worthy. Stay encouraged. Trouble
Mm-hmm.
don't last always.
Yes.
Work towards your goals.
That
Okay,
part.
hit them. I'm going alligator hunting one of these damn days.
Hey,
Okay,
I
That's
might just
right,
that was
pull
one
up.
of my
Stace.
I might
bucket
just pull
lists.
up.
That's
Put
right.
yourself first. Love yourself. Turn those regrets into lessons,
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
not losses.
That's
Mm-hmm.
right.
And if ain't nobody told you I love you, even if I don't know you, I have humanity
But
and
why you ain't
Jesus
say you
up
love
in
me
me.
back when I just said
I
that I
just
had
sat
loved
up
you?
here and told you I love you, girl.
All right.
That's
Why you
that's
trying
a
to
I
make
hear
my
you.
blanket
wife talk
state.
to you, girl? Why
All
you
right.
trying to make my wife talk to you?
I don't love her like that. You know what I'm
Fucking
saying?
bigot.
Maybe I love her because
I didn't hear you for
Anyway,
real.
when you said you
Girl,
love
fuck
yourself,
you.
and I said, and I love you too.
Oh,
That's
I
just
love
me
you too.
being it.
No, I genuinely, I have a humanly and godly love for everybody,
Yes, and that's what I try to
even
tell
Yes.
those that
people.
I don't like. And so,
And you're a beautiful
I'm
person,
sorry if
and
I've ever offended anybody,
nah,
but I
yeah,
got
when
real
you wouldn't
life
kept writing me
going
a poem.
on. Hmm. But thank y'all for the engagement and
Mm-hmm.
for just welcoming me. And I know
Yeah,
I'm an anonymous subscriber, but it
it
feels
don't
good,
matter.
Absolutely.
We know
and
what we're
that's
supposed to
it.
know of you, and your
We know
face
what we
couldn't
supposed
change
to
that.
know. We
Yeah.
got it.
That's
You
what I'm
ain't
saying.
got
Your
my
face couldn't
social
change that.
security number though,
I
girl.
was just about to
Yeah,
say
you ain't
that.
got
And
mine
no
either, but it's
social,
all right.
no picture could not change that.
Yes.
And
I'll put up
I'm
a picture
grateful you're still
soon.
here. It's all right. I'll make you a
Yeah,
face.
take your time, honey.
But nah, everybody don't deserve that, because sometimes that's the
Right.
biggest blessing. We get
You see, I
distracted by
took my
any
picture down. Hell
face,
no.
not
Sick of
me.
this shit.
I like looking at myself. But
This bitch.
but I
But
didn't
go and say what
always.
you gotta say,
Okay. So
man.
anyway, yeah, like I said, I appreciate, you just coming to the forefront and just even being comfortable to even bring that part of yourself over here. You know what I mean? Like, and
Yes.
because it's not easy, you know what I'm saying? And it takes a lot within to say like, okay, it's okay for me to do this. You know what I mean? And know that even if you try to make something from it, but that's my truth and I'm stand on it. And it's a beautiful
Mm-hmm.
testimony, and I hope that people can take something from your words, my words, Nae's words, anything they may see in the chat. And if we can't save the world, but if we could just do something for one person, then
That's
I
good
would
enough. Yep.
be satisfied and feel like I fulfill the purpose. And I love all y'all for even coming in and each one teach one, just joining in on that. And because like, yeah, we network, we can do this outside of here. We might find ourselves doing it in our real life, but it's the more people
Mm-hmm.
feel, the better it is, for us. That's why when we do things for people, the reason should be like, the more people that are good around me is I got a better chance of being good too. You know what I mean? So
That
that
part.
too, and try to focus on just being it yourself, being okay with that, and seeing how you could be of service to people outside for a greater good with no actual
Yeah.
intention, and don't speak on it too much. Like do from your heart and be an asset, not an accumulation in people's
That
life.
part.
So the people that you bring in, reassess, reevaluate, and just see that. Are you an asset or an accumulation? Because we already got a lot of buildup of our own. So we just gotta, really do that. And don't be afraid to let people go. Because,
Yes,
let people call to you back. All right?
absolutely.
All right.
Well, guys, I just want to say before we get out of here, my closing thought is love yourself more than you love whatever it is that you love. You only get one life, so make the best out of it. And sometimes it's fun to think about yourself in terms of thinking about the opinions and entertainment or content of someone
Mm-hmm.
else. I pray you all enjoyed this live stream. I pray you guys liked it. Y'all make sure y'all share it. Tell a friend to tell a friend that we be
And
live every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 11 to 1:30. It ran over today, but it's okay. Why?
get a
Because the
notebook.
conversation was organic and effective.
Get a
I love
notebook.
y'all. And y'all,
Period.
if y'all can join in on the Discord because we're going over there, chat for a
It
little
goes
bit
down.
after I go handle my little business.
Get a
Devin, you
notebook.
know you got to be over there. You know you got to be over there, Devin. So you make sure you're in the building. Stacy, I don't know if you'll join us. You can. You know you're welcome. And
Thank
yeah,
you.
I
Thank
love
you.
y'all, and we gonna see y'all.
Love y'all
I'll be
too.
right back. Peace out.
All right. Bye.